challenger has an opportunity to do something no one in AEW has done.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Why? What that?
Real authentic Jamaican street food. So this you're getting real cooking.
What on?
Get the syrup. Did you know my Michelle? Get the syrup. Slow it down now. Slow it down. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to take my glory when me creating myself and give Jesus. But the nice you always make now. But the nice guy don't want the world for see look a dead dog. But the nice.
Monkeys.
Yeah, them place how we eat. And this you get the real flavor of the island.
We're gonna mash up this food, you know.
Huh? We can make a dinner for people. A big dinner for like a whole family.
He's ready! He's poised! Okay, there's part one. Now finish him off! Finish him off! He's calling for it! This is it! This is it! Your career's on the line here! Do it! Do it! This place will erupt when he picks him up! He's got him up! Thank you! We've got a new heavyweight champion! Climb the ladder, kid! Make yourself famous! I just had an out-of-body experience! What did we just see? What did we just see? He got him a power slam! He got him a power slam! He got it! Simmons got it! Simmons has won the match! Simmons is a champion!
I've always maintained that reality is for people who can't face drugs.
Shit is about to get real.
You get to see your knee. Knee. Shit.
Look at the stare of the champion against the challenger. What?
And now, Straight Talk Society presents Wrestling with Reality.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
It's going to be the biggest battleground in the history of our sport. The biggest match in pro wrestling history.
The two biggest superstars in our sport in the biggest event the sport has ever seen. The biggest match in the history of our sport.
A little scalded dog here. Enough is enough. That's enough. No! Oh, God, that's enough! Stop it! Fail! Listen, where it's tougher than a $2 steak. Who is your daddy? Who's your daddy, Undertaker? Then slam! Choke slam! Who's your daddy, Undertaker? Lucifer's lips are the biggest size in the WWE! Somebody stop this! Somebody stop the damn man! Enough's enough!
What?
The irresistible force meeting the immovable object.
Dude, get it real. Woo!
WWE Dynamite.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? It's time. Let's rock.
I can't do it. We'll do it live.
So to escape from reality?
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
I am reality.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Oh, it's live, Hal.
Let the slaughter begin! It is now time for
Wrestling with
Reality.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Junior, look at this.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
number one to be the man, baby! You have to beat the man! Heavyweight champion of the world. The time is now. Reality has become the present, and the final lesson of the pain game has begun. Have you ever heard a joke like that in your life? You are gonna wrestle my ass for the world title. You will have to kill me to keep me from killing you. Woo!
The 90s have been referred to as the reckoning with truth. In the 80s, everything was clouded. Nobody ever told the truth. In the 90s, the way to go is flat out. Tell no lies. That's the way we're gonna do it. When you hear something from our lips, truth it may be, and as much as it may hurt, you can count on it being exactly the way that it is.
We want the gold, sucker! Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga!
Oh yeah. Hulk Hogan, we are coming for you and to all the other wrestling podcast shows that are out there on YouTube. We are definitely coming for you. What is up, Straight Talk Society? This is your host, Trevor, and I'm back with another episode of Wrestling with Reality, episode 33. Man, I cannot believe it. Every week, I'm just like, wow, we doing more and more of these things. But the train keeps on rolling. So while I wait for my co-host, let me just give you guys a quick rundown of what's going on. The debate that we were supposed to have tomorrow has been rescheduled to the following week. So instead of it being tomorrow night at 6, it will now be on the 14th. And what they're going to do also is that they're going to combine both debates. So you were going to have one tonight and one next Thursday. So now we're going to make it a 2-rounder. And they'll do both topics in one because they don't want to keep pushing it back, any further. The first time, one debater had to postpone. Now another debater had to postpone. So they don't want to keep doing that. So they're going to combine the two debates and just make it one debate. So that's where we are with that. So if you haven't, please go back and check out Tape Fist Politics from last night. I mean, the guys continue to do a fantastic job with that show. The political thing is not my arena, no pun intended. But so I don't get involved in that, but I trust Venkat enough to run that show and run it well, and he does have a great supporting cast. So they do a lot of justice to that show. So I'm gonna give Venkat like a minute or two. I'm gonna get into these ratings, but tonight's show we're finally gonna put this to bed, I guess, for the rest of the year at least, because it'll come up later down the line. But everybody's divided. So you got your CM Punk fans, you have your CM Punk detractors. So tonight we're gonna basically give a list of CM Punk's infractions that he has done over his career. Now, we're not talking about anything pre-big time. So I'm not going to be talking about the Teddy Hart fight, anything like that, because that was, he was small time then. No disrespect to those promotions, but they, it is what it is. So we're not going to talk about that. We are going to bring up, I think it's about 5 or 6 infractions that I have. And I just want to hear, I want to hear from the panel just to say, if 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 the title of tonight's show is CM Punk, victim or punk, have we been a little bit too, shout out to Neurobomb, have we been a little too hard on him, or is he well deserving of being called a punk? And I'm gonna just tell you what it is right now. This is my thought about the whole thing. There's this whole wrestling tribalism going on, because even some of the podcasters that I listen to, I've heard them praise him for over a year and a half. And now that he's back in WWE, now they're bringing up everything like, well, there's this and there's that. It is like this. They loved him when they thought that he was going to be the savior of AEW. Now that that didn't happen and he came back to the WWE, now all of a sudden everybody hates him. Not everybody, but a lot of people are now turning on him. But when we get into these ratings, you're going to see that he does bring the ratings, because there was like a 500,000 viewer drop off from Monday Night Raw last night because he wasn't on the show. Monday night, sorry about that. Because he wasn't on the show. So somebody has to be watching. Somebody has to like him. And like I told Vancat, if you're good for 500,000, you're doing your job. If one man could bring 500,000 eyeballs to any product, you're doing your job. When Mick Foley won the title on Monday Night Raw and Tony Schiavone famously said the line, that's going to put some butts in the seat, they said it was like 650,000 homes that turned the channel to go watch Mick Foley win the belt. So I guess he did put some butts in the seats. He did bring eyeballs on the product. So anyway, we are going to get into that. We'll get into the CM Punk stuff later. Oh, who is this? Oh, so we'll CM others. we'll get so we'll get into the CM Punk stuff later. I don't plan on being up here long, so we are going to just run through what we run through on this show, and you guys know how I love to start it. I love to start with the ratings. The ratings to me are one of the best parts of this show to me. So let's get into the ratings. CM Others has joined us on the panel.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I mean, you sound muffled, but I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm at work still, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna do the CM Punk stuff later, so I don't know if you want to get a better signal and then do that, but
This says I ain't gonna hold you. This is as good as the signal gets. It's because I'm on the headphones. Let me take it off and see if it's better.
Well, you don't sound like how you sounded Monday. I tell you that, because Monday I don't. Did you go back and hear what I was talking about?
Nah, I've been at work all day, bro.
Okay, see, now you sound better.
All right, good. There you go.
All right, so let's run through these ratings, because again, I want to spend more time on the CM Punk stuff, but we do got to go through the ratings and a couple of show notes from the weekly shows this week, and then we'll get into the show stuff. I know, like I said, MD said he's on the call. He'll be on soon. I have no idea where Venkat is, but I'm pretty sure the bat signal's out for him. He ain't gonna miss an opportunity to trash old Phil, so he'll be up here soon. Because
I ain't want to leave you by yourself, so I got to show up.
So let's get into these ratings. So AEW Dynamite this past Wednesday on TBS pulled in 858,000 viewers, which was up from 845,000 viewers from last week. The show drew a 0.29 in the key demo, which is up from a 0.26 from the week before, and these are according to WrestleNomics. So good, because AEW's been hovering around this mid to high 800,000 for Dynamite, so that's good. I like to see that. At least there's no fall off there, and we'll get into the show later, but just to run through these numbers real quick, let's go to SmackDown. Friday night's episode of SmackDown did 2,044,000 viewers on Fox. This is up from the 789,000 viewers the show did last week on FS1, which again, they did less than 800,000 on FS1 last week. So you got to make sure and qualify that, like, hey, they were on FS1. Now they're back up to their over 2 million. like they've been averaging. SmackDown did a 0.59 rating in the key demo, which is up from a 0.24 from a week ago. But again, that number, you might as well just throw that number in the garbage because that was on FS1. So moving on to Friday Night Rampage. It's not Friday, I just gave it a new name. So AEW Rampage. AEW Rampage pulled in 348,000 viewers. The show drew a 0.10 rating in the 18 to 49 key demo. Last week did 264,000 viewers and a 0.8 in the demo. So it's up big in viewers, but still less than what I'm pretty sure they're happy about. But again, everybody on this panel, we beating a dead horse when it comes to this. Venkat is up here. I don't think the show needs to be on Friday, and if it is going to be on Friday, they need to give it to Ring of Honor or just do a women's show. Somebody was saying something? Venkat. I know he is up here. Can you guys?
What's going on?
What's up?
All right, I'm here.
No, I thought because Monday,
right, well,
Monday I was in.
But if you can't,
no, we can hear you, Mike. Monday I was in the. CM others. Monday we were in the middle of doing a show, and I was going on my rant, and all of a sudden I got kicked off. I'm like, damn, boy, the Bible thumper, it worked. Their prayers worked. They kicked me off. It's all good. So Collision, this past Saturday's Collision did 451,000 viewers. Good. I mean, still less than 500,000, but it's up from the 317,000 that it did last week. The show drew a 0.14 in the key demo, up from a 0.09. So again, the numbers are uptick. This is the biggest drop here. Monday Night Raw. This week's is that me? Somebody got a lot of humming in the back. This week's episode of Monday Night Raw did 1.5 million, which is down from the 1.8 that the show did last week. So again, when they tell me CM Punk doesn't bring in eyeballs, there you go right there. There's all the proof you need right there. Again, and I agree with Venkat. So let's get this out of the way. I agree with Venkat. I thought the number was going to be in the 2 millions last week. So it was a sucky number, but it far eclipsed what they've been averaging for the past maybe 4 to 5 months. So that was all I was saying. The key demo brought in a 0.49, which was down from the 0.65 last week. And finally, we got NXT. Just got the number before I came on. Tuesday night's episode of NXT drew 626,000 viewers. This is down from the 659,000 viewers. They came in with a 0.9 in the demo, which is up from a 0.18. So again, it's NXT's number has been holding steady though. NXT's been holding steady at like high 6, little under 8 sometimes. So they range between 8 and 6 sometimes. So they've been holding steady. So all around the board, everybody went up this week with the exception of Monday Night Raw, which I figured without Punk being there, that number was going to go down.
No, Mike Gunn.
Yeah, because he's at work, so his signal is probably jumping on and off.
Oh boy, Mike doing what I Mike's still working. Yeah. Mike act like he's me.
Yeah, Mike be trying to pull it. Hey, Mike might be trying to get all the money he can get. I left work late. That's what started the show so late.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he's in the chat, but I knew he was at work because you could hear the way he sounded. But it is what it is, man. That's what working people do. They got to work. You got families to take care of. Be like that. So real quick, MD said he'll be on soon. He's on a call. So let's get into the AEW Dynamite show. Did you watch Dynamite?
I'm not sure if I did it because I watched so many clips and situations. If you get into it, I might remember. It's like I get confused of what week is which week and whatnot.
Bruh, it's too much wrestling going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't. Sometimes I can't distinguish.
I literally watch every show now because I'm doing the slides. So I had to watch it so I could say like, okay, what I'm showing on the slides that I know what I'm talking about. But let's get into AEW Dynamite. And this Continental Classic tournament. We haven't really talked too much about it.
Yeah, I do remember like Swerve beating Switchblade.
Yeah, so that was the main event of that. Okay.
Oh, so that was last. Okay.
Yeah, that was last week. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So another loss for Switchblade, by the way, but we'll get into it. So they got this Continental Classic tournament going on, which is a round robin tournament. And for the record, I love tournaments. Like if you wanna fill TV time without doing a bunch of wait, when did you ever think we would say there's too much wrestling the cat? Yeah, I mean, yeah, but when you're doing these type of shows and you have to work and try to put
I needed this back in '92.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. Yeah, if we
I would have loved it if it was '92 when we were doing all this.
Man, yeah, because when we didn't have no bills to pay, it's crazy, man, trying to get into everything. But so they're doing this round robin tournament. And it has been really good so far. Again, Trevor don't like AEW. That's what they tell me. But this tournament has been very, very good. And they had a couple of
Trevor, once you put the AEW shirt on, that should have put everything to rest.
Yeah, but people still saying they call me a fraud and everything. But Nurbaum says it's Swerve's time. I hope Brian. Oh, Nurbaum. So let me just go ahead and say it now because I don't have it on the slide because I saw again, news is breaking so fast and I can't do it because I don't bring my computer to work with me. I guess I'm gonna have to. Brian is hurt. We don't know the extent of it, but Brian is hurt. He may be out for the rest of the year. Again, so he got hurt in a match with Andrade on Collision.
So, he just get hurt every time he participates.
Yeah, and that's why he wants to wrap it up. I mean, and you see what I put in the group earlier, like he's getting hurt in front of 200 people. Like,
yeah, which makes it less meaningful.
Yeah, it's like it's crazy. So
his career's in reverse. That you usually do that early in your career, wrestling for 200 people. Yeah, towards the end, you should be dealing with a slightly bigger crowd, I would think.
Oh, now Nurbaum saying it may be kayfabe. Damn, Nurbaum, he just came back from a broken orbital socket. Like, how many kayfabe injuries do they want to put on the guy? I mean, he got a broken eye socket. He just got back. So unless you're saying they're gonna run, he's gonna win the tournament all taped up. So I don't know, but this round robin tournament that they have is 20-minute time limits, which I love time limits. Nothing better than Michael Pinzer, what's his name? David Pinzer saying, Gary Michael Capetta, one of them.
No, both of them. Both of them.
Okay, so they weren't the same person. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing better than hearing them say 10 minutes remaining. And then when you get down to that 10, 9, 8 time limits, again, wrestling is not hard. Throw rules in there.
Make it matter. Make things matter.
Yeah. Like I love a good time limit draw. You know why? Because a time limit draw is a reason for you to have a rematch. Versus if I beat you, you could come out on TV the next week and say you want a rematch. No, I beat you. What the hell I need to give you a rematch for? But
yeah, I like the rules of the tournament that you're getting different sets of points for how you win. It's like the Iron Man tournament in '89, Future Shock. That's pretty nice because it's not just win and loss. Huh? What's that?
I said one of the best pay-per-views ever. We still got to do a watch along of that. That's
that was great. You got to see so many dream matches. It was really good.
Yeah, that was a good thing. So they got 20 minutes.
Wouldn't that be sweet if WWE did that? Put the top 4 best singles wrestlers, top 4 best tag teams. They don't have tag teams no more, but give me the best 8 singles wrestlers in all of WWE, including Roman Reigns. And now you have an Iron Man with those rules. Now you're guaranteed to see all the matchup situations you really wanted to see.
Hey, guess what?
And it would matter. It would be a night that every match would matter.
It's coming because AEW's doing it. It's coming, and we'll get to a watered down version of it later. But Mike says Brian is becoming the AD. You're talking about the guy with the unibrow, I guess. What is his name?
Anthony Davis on the Lakers.
That dude. Oh my goodness.
A fly one on the shoulder. I'm out for 6 weeks.
So they got this tournament going on. 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw. And I love this. Everybody's banned from ringside. So that's really good. So you win them in the ring, you lose them in the ring, like Great Macho Man says. So they broke it up into 2 leagues. You see this glorious idiot in the middle. So in the Golden League, you got John Moxley, Swerve Strickland, Roosh, Mark Briscoe, Jay Lethal, and Jay White. In the Blue League, you got Bryan Danielson, you got Andrade, you got Brody King, you got Daniel Garcia, and you got Eddie Kingston. I'm gonna get into the Eddie Kingston thing later because again, I'm gonna tell y'all, and I'm gonna have to eat some crow here. Y'all know I done already done it. What is it? 180, 380, 360 on Orange Cassidy. I done it. So I'm about to give you a guy that I think I'm turning on again tonight. But we'll get to his match. So here he goes. Let's talk about him now. In the opening contest, you had John Moxley versus Jay Lethal. Let me take a breath here. Can't believe I'm gonna say this. This was a good damn match.
Jay Lethal's capable of anything.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I'm not saying it was a good match because of Jay Lethal. I'm saying this was a good match because of Moxley, man.
Well, you're going over the deep end because you hate Moxley.
Listen, you know what it is? Because he didn't do anything garbage in this. Moxley, all his offense made sense. He's a fake tough guy though. Let's not get that twisted. When he comes to the ring with the hoodie on and acting like he's all tough, he's a fake tough guy. But man, this match was good, man. This match was really good, and I think that because it's a round robin and everybody's going to face everybody, Jay Lethal should have got the win here, but he didn't. John Moxley won, and what I thought was a really good match, man. I'm not going to lie because hey, it is what it is. This one I really didn't care too much about because this is the guy I get it. Y'all love him. Ring of Honor fans, Mark Briscoe, rest in peace to his brother. But
hey, Briscoe,
this is not it, man. This is not it. And this Roosh guy, I hear how good he is. Bones always telling me because Bones, you know,
is it Roosh or Rush?
All over. Roosh. This is Roosh.
Well, it looked like the word rush to me.
Yeah, no, it's the word rush, but God forbid they just call him. God forbid they just call him Rush. It's Roosh. But this match to me, it wasn't bad. It wasn't that it was bad. Sometimes I lock in on these guys and I see a guy like Mark Briscoe and I'm like, man, I can't stand this guy. Not that I can't stand him, but I can't take this guy serious. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but to me, I just can't do it. But it wasn't a bad.
I get what you're saying. It's like Honky Tonk Man and
exactly.
And characters like that. As soon as you see them, no matter how well they may have performed that night, you just know it's that idiot and you don't want to deal with it. I get it.
That's how I feel about this guy with the missing teeth, and he you know what he is? He's any builder wrestler from ECW Inception with the Balls Mahoney and the Axel and Ian Rotten, you know, Big Dick Dudley. He's any of them guys, and it's just I think wrestling has evolved out of this. And Roosh did get the win on this, so he picked up the 3 points. Now we're gonna get into the silliness. Unfortunately, they got to make their champion look silly. MJF comes out doing his best Sami Zayn impersonation, wearing the 2 belts, which I hate. Oh my goodness. Wear the damn belts over your shoulder or something. Don't wear the 2 belts.
Well, you can have one around the waist and one around the shoulder.
Or here's an idea: just take the ROH tag title off of them and just make them be the regular champion. How about that? So he comes to the ring. He's cutting a promo. He mentions CM Punk's name, which I thought was weird because CM Punk can't mention AEW because of the NDA that he signed. But MJF could go out and say his name. He didn't say anything disparaging about him. He just said that he beat him. You know, the wars that he had with him.
Yeah.
But so MJF cuts a promo. You know, good fiery MJF, best music in the business.
Yeah, you go with that again.
So this is where it gets silly. AEW and you know what? Now I'm thinking, because MD put a message in the chat and said they fired Kevin Sullivan. This is probably why he got fired, because their production is crap. So the lights go black.
But not the Kevin Sullivan.
No, not the Taskmaster. It's some guy named Kevin Sullivan. He does like, he's responsible for like their post-production. So the lights go black, but their black is, I can still see MJF standing in the ring holding his fists up, waiting for the attack to come. And so now the lights are just black, and the announcers are selling it because they got to do. That's what they got to do. Then it turns on. You see these guys come in. So I guess somebody will tell me what do they call these guys? These are the Devil's Henchmen. So whatever these guys are, so they hold CM Punk down. I mean, CM Punk. They hold MJF down, and then you start. So Samoa Joe comes out. Samoa Joe comes out with a baseball bat. You know, saves MJF. Then you get the Max Headroom. You remember Max Headroom from the 80s?
Max Headroom?
Yes.
No, I don't remember that guy.
Oh, come on, Venkat. Max Headroom was his show that came out, and it had this big computer head.
Yeah. That was a popular thing. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Eminem even did a little parody of it in one of his videos. Yeah, I remember.
What was funny, I just saw a video yesterday morning on my way to work that during not the Super Bowl, but during the NFL game, somebody hacked into the feed and did that this is back in the 80s or early 90s. They hacked into the feed and did the Max Headroom head.
Wow.
I was like, damn, I don't remember, because I be watching all type of stuff on YouTube, and they just show like the craziest things that ever happened on live TV. That's what it was. And they showed where they broke into, somebody hacked into the feed, and they never found out who it was. So they do this now. They got the hacker hack into the feed, and then you see the typing across the screen. Shout out to Bones in the building. They don't even use a dope font. They use just some regular ass font. And it's like some Max, can you trust Joe, or will you team with Joe against the unknown? So basically they want Joe and Matt and MJF to wrestle two unknown guys next week. So MJF accepts
for the title.
No, just
they should have made it for the title.
Well,
for the tag team titles. Yeah, why not?
I forgot they had the belt. I just mentioned it. So Samoa Joe is pissed because he's like, well, wait a minute. You accepting the match on my behalf with people who I don't even know when I got a title match with you in a couple of weeks.
Very true, because he could possibly get injured in that match.
Yeah, well, see, Bones, that's where I was going, Bones. I think this angle is making MJF look silly, man. I keep telling y'all, MJF is not looking good in this. That's why I think they're going to take the title off of him. He needs a reset like this. Hey, and listen, man, y'all know he might be my wrestler of the year this year. If it's not Gunther, it's going to be him. But he needs a reset. Like, he's not this devil angle, unless, and I give Mike the credit for this. Mike is the one who said it, but this would reset their company big time if MJF is the devil. Kind of like Vince McMahon and the higher power gimmick. You remember that?
Yep.
Vince McMahon was talking to himself in the day. Oh, that was great, man. It was me, Austin. It was me all the time. Yeah, it's okay. So Bones is saying this from Impact. So I wouldn't, no disparaging the good name of Impact, but I don't know. so So okay, so now we getting into the nitty gritty. I'm telling you, the MVP of AEW is right here on the screen. Christian Cage.
No, your father died. Oh.
Bro, this man is crazy, man. So him and Adam are in the ring, and Edge is Christian is telling them, oh, you know, we grew up together. Your mom was a single mom. He pulled the single mom gimmick on him. I'm like, oh man, he went single mother on him, and then they go in for the hug, and Edge gives him the nut shot. I forget what Ed says. Somebody type it in the chat, but he did drop the F-bomb on the show.
Yeah, he said the same thing that Christian said to him. I ain't gonna say it.
I couldn't believe he did. I couldn't believe they didn't bleep it out though.
Yeah,
I couldn't, which bothers me. Not that they didn't bleep it out. I'm actually glad that they didn't, but it bothers me whenever WWE breaks out into a holy shit chant. Fox immediately throws a censor up. So you got a minute of just hearing nothing, just dead air.
Yes.
Like, come on, Fox. You have shows on your channel that do everything, and you got a wrestling crowd, you know, chanting holy shit, and is all of a sudden now there's a big problem. So
but you can have nude scenes and violence and stuff in that shows, and it's all to the good.
Okay, that's what he said. He said, "Go F yourself." Yeah,
yeah, the same thing that Christian said to him when he first came in.
So they, I think their main events in Dynamite tonight for the TNT title, which by the way,
I don't understand. It's not his title, so I don't know what would defend it.
Okay, so he's still not the champion.
Well, how can he be the champion? This Luchasaurus won that time.
Luchasaurus gave up the rights to the belt to him.
How do you do that, man? What do you do? You do the finger poke of doom?
No,
that's not what we do.
It worked for $1 Million Man and Andre the Giant.
Oh Lord. That's crazy.
Dynamite is in Toronto tonight, so they're going to try to pop a big number, which they should in Toronto. So you're going to have Adam Copeland versus Christian, and I'm hoping this is in the main event because I definitely want to watch it. You're going to have them wrestle for the TNT title. I doubt Edge is going to win that, but well, you know, it's in you know what? This is where they get their out. Edge will beat them for it, then Luchasaurus will come out and say it's not his to lose. There's your out right there. Oh, okay. No, Nurbomb's saying he won it. Okay. Oh,
yo, hey Trevor.
Is this true that he actually pinned?
Hey Trevor, put me in, man.
Say what?
What's going on, Bones?
Yo, what's up? Hey, I was finna say real quick. I'm at work, so I don't got much time. But I was finna say they had a triple threat match between Darby Allin, Luchasaurus, and Christian Cage. And Christian Cage pinned them to get the belt back. So technically, it's all Christian's belt. They did that angle to get the belt off Luchasaurus. So it's all Christian Cage now. And
when this happened, how long ago that happened?
About a month or two ago. About maybe I'll say about 2 months ago. But tonight Dynamite is in Toronto, so that's why they're having them as the main event tonight.
So it should be on fire then.
It better
should be on fire.
It better be.
I'd love to see what the crowd is like. Well, okay, so I know Nurbom is from Canada, from what I understand. Will you be in the building tonight? Because I know he was in the Wembley show, but if I'm not mistaken,
Montreal, my bad.
If I'm not mistaken, he's in Canada. So I wonder if he's going to the show.
And like Nurbom said, Christian officially changed Luchasaurus' name to Killswitch. So he's not called Luchasaurus.
Yeah, I'm not recognizing that. I'm not recognizing that.
So he's saying he's in Toronto. Yeah, but the kill switch for his move, I guess.
And plus, it just sounds better and more menacing if you're gonna be a heel being called Kill Switch instead of Luchasaurus.
Yeah, the whole dinosaur man gimmick is played out.
Yeah.
But so we got the main event between let me push you all the way down the card, Switchblade Jay White versus the man who should be next in line for the title, Swerve Strickland. Again, that another really good match. I see when you're going on a point system. I probably wouldn't have beat Jay White in this one, but you can't beat Swerve just because of what's in line for him.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Jay White's line is in Yabber status. So let's let's just see what that is. But it was a great match, man. Jay White is awesome, a great match. But Swerve is just I think Swerve is just so I don't even know what to say, man. He's just so smooth with it. And again, I saw him wrestle live and just found out SmackDown will be here today. Oh yeah, Bones, SmackDown going to be here the day before Royal Rumble. So so that's Smack, because Royal Rumble is the 27th, and so that SmackDown is going to be on the 26th at the AAA. It's not even called a AAA anymore. They got some really stupid name of the arena now.
Exactly. They always do that.
It's
Well,
called
what the hell
the
that
Casilla
is?
Center.
Yeah, the Casilla. So what's the Casilla? I don't even know what that is.
I have no idea.
It's a corporation, a company.
Oh,
Because that's what they don't name the arenas a name. They just take the company name. They use it for advertising, which is so weird.
I guess. I mean, hey, as long as the check clears. But Swerve did pick up the victory on this. Great main event. Just great, consistent main event. Dynamite was really good. I mean, Dynamite was really good. But what I did notice on Dynamite, it was quiet. Oh my goodness, was it quiet in there? I mean, you hear the spattering of fans that were trying to cheer wasn't getting no volume in there. It was quiet. So let's move over to SmackDown real quick. There was only maybe one or two major points from SmackDown. Logan Paul came back and announced that we're gonna go full-blown copy off of AEW and do our own tournament. So now they're having a tournament to pick the number one contender for his US title. You got Escobar, Lashley.
Wait a minute, but didn't we do something like this not that long ago?
Yes.
For the US title.
For the same title, yes. Last month.
Man, this is ridiculous, man.
I don't know. Hey, I'm not gonna make no excuse. It is stupid, but I told you why they did it. They did it because the round robin tournament over on AEW is doing so good.
And the other thing too, they don't even have like the best wrestlers they could get.
Yeah,
like that. The people up there don't.
Hey, Trevor, is this a round robin tournament too or no?
Hell no,
Okay.
WWE ain't doing
I didn't
no
think
round
so.
robin. This
Okay.
this one and done here. You got Santos Escobar, you got Bobby Lashley, you got Dragon Lee, Karrion Kross, Austin Theory, Grayson Waller, Kevin Owens, and then they're gonna have a surprise person from NXT.
It would have been nice to see Ricochet in there, for God's sakes.
Monday Night Raw.
Oh, these rules are just ridiculous.
Spoiler alert: Kevin Owens is gonna win the tournament.
You think so?
Well, okay, so Kevin Owens got hurt Friday, so we don't know. Plans subject to change, but that was the direction before he got hurt. KO versus Logan Paul, but
and then you got Austin Theory right back in there again.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, KO got hurt, so who knows where they go with that. So KO came out, they had their face off. So then the main event. So I basically skipped everything because they really pissed me off at the beginning of this show on SmackDown. I didn't even want to watch it. Only reason I watched it because my daughter was like, let's watch it. And I'm like, all right. So a cage match in wrestling, even Bones would know this, and he's much younger than us, but a cage match in wrestling means finality, correct?
Yeah, it should be the end of a feud.
So wouldn't War Games be the definite end to a feud?
Correct.
Oh, no. WWE says, no, War Games was just the start of the feud because Bianca Belair comes out looking just fantastic. She comes out, makes it known that she wants to wrestle EO, and now we run them 8 women back again in a variety of matches. Why did I have to watch the War Games match?
Yeah, it's very stupid, and it takes away from the match. It takes a lot of meaning away from the match, in my
That,
opinion.
and I told you guys, ain't no women should be walking into war games. And not only did it make no sense story wise, but execution wise, they need to stop. They should
Women
ban
are
those
just
women
crapping the
from
bed.
ever going back in again. The women are just crapping the bed.
Yeah, I couldn't say it better myself, Venkat.
Damn right. Damn right.
I told you I was gonna get that drop. Yeah,
Damn right.
it was absolutely
Put it on a
stupid.
t-shirt, Trevor. Put it on a t-shirt.
it was absolutely stupid. Oh, speaking of t-shirts, by the way, I heard that my wife has been commissioned to make a special t-shirt. Oh man, I can't wait to see that. Yeah, it got something to do with the Straight Talk Society. So when she makes it, we'll debut it. So Randy Orton comes out just looking just jacked as all outdoors. The crowd is going crazy. The crowd for him Friday night was much better than that crowd in Kentucky or wherever the hell they were. This crowd was like actually really, really happy to see him. He comes out. Adam Pearce comes out. So this I like. They're basically in a bidding war for, and I know it ain't, yeah, come on, we already know where he was going, but they're in a bidding war for Randy Orton. And so now Randy Orton takes a big fat dump on the world title. So what this is all right, Nurbon. Just say Nurbon, we getting to the CM Punk soon. So if you come back, you jump right back on. This is like the last. I got Collision, and then we're right in the CM Punk. Collision. So they're doing the bidding war. Adam Pearce tells Randy Orton that if you sign with Raw, you get the winner of Jey Uso and Seth Rollins. Hey, I mean, you automatically get to skip everybody and get a world title match. Randy Orton looks at him. Hey, like he didn't even acknowledge him. Like he didn't even be like, oh crap, that's a good deal. He just looked like and then he says, you know what I want? He wants Roman Reigns. So then Paul Heyman comes out, Solo Sikoa comes out. I did hear the rumor that that's the Orton and Reigns. So
that should be Royal Rumble, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking that's Royal. Yeah, it had to be Royal Rumble because it ain't WrestleMania.
Well, they could go Elimination Chamber, but they should just do it on Royal Rumble.
I forgot about Elimination Chamber. So so the Bloodline, what's left of them, jump Randy Orton, and then LA Knight comes out for the save, and then Randy Orton grabs the SmackDown contract and signs it. Nick Aldis looking all happily, which Nick Aldis is doing really good in this position because he just looks like he should be that type of guy. He's all happy. He's holding hands and slapping hands with Randy Orton. Next thing you know, boom, don't trust anybody. Randy Orton lays him out in the show. Nothing to see here. Subpar episode of SmackDown. The Randy Orton stuff was great. Besides
Randy Orton told Paul Heyman, "Daddy's home."
Yeah. He said that. Yeah, he said, "Tell Roman Daddy's home." So that was great. The Randy Orton stuff was great. Everything else, blah, whatever. Then we got the announcement that old Big Bill Phil will be here next Friday. So I'm wondering, is Roman Reigns coming back for them to potentially tease something down the line, or because they're not going to put CM Punk and Randy Orton on the same show. CM Punk has to go to Raw. I'm just going to just say that matter of factly without even knowing. He has to be going to Raw. They wouldn't put both of them on SmackDown, the two returning guys. SmackDown doesn't need it. Raw is what needs that. I could feud
the roster
and Cody right now.
But look at the roster. The rosters on SmackDown. He probably has better match situations on SmackDown than he does on Raw.
Plus, Raw's a 3-hour show, so they need more stuff to fill out the time. I feel like so.
Yeah,
sometimes that 3 hours be dragging out so damn long.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Oh my goodness! And listen, I was the guy that said, hey man, push these newer guys that people don't know, but that's what they're starting to do now. And boy, you feel every minute of that show. Every minute of that show. So let's get in Collision real quick. They did have 3 okay, studies at 10. Good. So they did have 3. Man, we AEW heavy tonight. They did have 3 Continental Classic matches, which again, I said the Continental Classic has been fantastic from what I've seen. Claudio Castagnoli versus Brody King. Brody King is awesome. Big beefy son of a bitch. Just awesome. Just hey, it is what it is. Just awesome. Daniel Garcia versus Andrade, another fantastic match. Oh boy, the main event. Bryan Danielson versus Eddie Kingston. I will get to it at the end. So I forget, Claudio won this one, correct, Bones?
I remember Claudio winning. I just don't.
Yeah. Claudio won this one. Claudio beat Brody King, which it was a really good match though. Brody King, Claudio needs to temper his enthusiasm though with the Swiss swing because it looked like crap against Brody. I don't know if Brody was dead weighting him or what, because he's like, man, he ain't gonna have me swinging around looking like an idiot. But it
I agree, Trevor.
Huh?
I said I agree with you 100%. My mic was muted, but yeah, I agree. I feel like the swing is you kind of need to tone it down a little bit.
It doesn't work for everybody.
No, especially on somebody as big as Brody King, you shouldn't be swinging him around like that.
Exactly. When you're doing it to Kofi Kingston, who's gonna tuck his hands behind his head, then whatever, knock yourself out. But don't do it to a big guy like this. It just looks silly. My wife even commented on that, like how stupid that swing is. She hated that. She used to be like, why are these idiots just laying there for him to just?
I got it. I'm seeing it in my head as you're talking. It just
it's Vancat. You know how much disbelief you gotta suspend with that. It's almost like the airplane spin. When they do the airplane spin, I'm like, come on, man, get out of here. Get out of here with that.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous. But again, it was a good match, minus that spot. And you said Claudio won that one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Claudio got the win in that. The only reason I put this up is Kiera Hogan versus Abaddon. I'm gonna tell y'all, if you're a heterosexual man, you want to go check Kiera Hogan out. That's all I'm gonna say.
Man, is her name really Hogan?
No, I don't think so. But
why would you do that?
Hey, these are both 2 beautiful looking women, in my opinion. Don't count out Abaddon now.
Listen, I can't say Abaddon. You guys send me a picture of what Abaddon look without all that goop on her face.
Oh no, I don't want her without the makeup. I want her with the makeup.
Oh jeez.
Boy, Bones wild.
Hey,
Bones wild. She look. She
wait a minute. What?
She looked like she from Evil Dead, man. This girl looked like she from Evil Dead.
I follow her very closely on social media. Abaddon not bad, man.
Wait a minute, Mike is saying the only Hogan he's saying rate or hate. I know you're not talking about, well, I don't know, but man, hey, Kiera Hogan, she got a good future behind her. She put together.
I just don't know why anybody's going to use that name after Hulk Hogan. It's just crazy.
Oh, okay. Crazy. Well, never mind then. Guess what Nerbomb's saying in the chat? Never mind. Hey, that's what I'm saying, but that's a waste of talent though. That is a waste of talent. Yeah, Bones is officially disqualified. Hey, Mike, hey man, hey, Bones had me dying laughing earlier, boy. He told me something, man. I like to die when I thought I was gonna die of laughing. But yeah, Bones got a particular taste for the ladies. I tell you that. Shout out to MD just joined.
Evil Dead. Goodness gracious.
MD, Kiera Hogan. What you think about her? And I'm not talking about work rate.
Venkat, it's called Gothic, man.
Hey, Peace, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. You was at what you say about Kiera Hogan? My bad.
What you think about her? And I'm not talking about work rate.
Oh, Kiera Hogan, fine. She fine as hell.
Okay. Hey, just want to keep it consistent.
Okay.
What you think about Abaddon?
I mean, I done seen now she thick now. I know, don't get it twisted. I done seen some pictures like I guess he tried to hide, maybe, I don't know. like on her social media and stuff, like what she really looked like.
Yeah,
But I mean,
in all her social media posts, she cover up her face. Like you never seen her real
yeah,
face before.
yeah. I mean, so I can't judge that. Like you got makeup and stuff. I can't judge like from your neck up. I mean, but she thick.
All right, Bones, you gotta get to work. And I know your brother happy that Nikita Lyons is back.
Yeah.
So this was another good match. Hey, this kid here, I don't know where he came from, who he is, but this dude, all I've seen from him is bangers. He never wins, but he is good. Daniel Garcia versus Andrade.
Hey Trevor.
What's up?
Hey, can I just say a quick story, then I'm gonna slide. Daniel Garcia, he was a wrestler. I forgot what region he was in, but he injured himself real bad and like broke his leg, and he thought he would never wrestle again. And Chris Jericho found out about him and reached out to him and helped him rehabilitate himself and gave him like the second chance on life, and that's why Chris Jericho brought him into AEW. So he's kind of like a Chris Jericho pupil, kind of.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah.
I could see them running a 1, 2, 3 kid gimmick with him, like never winning, always just pushing the guy to the limits, and then when he finally gets that win, is like, oh crap, he did it. This guy is good, and this match was great because Andrade is fantastic. I wish he would just stop doing that figure 8. I know why he's doing it because his old lady does it, but no, come on, do your own move.
He's doing it for Flair.
Yeah, he's doing it for
I'm gonna slide, Trevor. I'll be back.
All right, cool. Yeah, he's doing it. He's doing it. Pay homage to his old lady, but
Ric Flair.
No. He's doing it for Charlotte. He does the figure 8, not the figure.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just saying it's also a Ric Flair thing there too. I'm sure.
Yeah, I
mean, he was in the last match with Flair. I mean, I don't think it just stops with Charlotte.
Yeah, Ric Flair might be getting back in the ring. Oh, before I
forget, better not.
Before I forget, man, I almost just ruined the show. Before I get into the main event of Collision, we got word that next week on Collision is much CTV because the return of Willie Mack.
Oh yeah,
he
all day.
Apparently, he got beef with God. What the hell is that guy's name? Wardlow. And hey, Willie Mack said he's coming for some straightening. So that's all I need to see is Big Willie Mack against Wardlow.
He needs to be on every week, man. They gotta have him on every week.
You're gonna get your big beefy son of a bitch match right there. Because Willie
Mack had Samoa Joe dying, gasping for air, sweating hard. Samoa Joe looked like he went through a war, and you know Samoa Joe is like one of the hardest hitting best wrestlers out there right now. And if he went through something with Willie Mack, that lets you know Willie Mack is legit, man. That was a great match they had too.
Did you ever watch any of Willie Mack in Lucha Underground?
No, not Lucha. No, I didn't see it.
Hey, he had this match against, I forget who it was, but he put a brick on the guy's head, or the guy put Brian Cage. It was just when you get a chance, YouTube Brian Cage versus Willie Mack from Lucha Underground. I think it was from the Ultima Lucha. One of them put a brick on the other one's head and crushed it. Bro, that match was insane. They had a whole bar set up outside. Man, hey, that's what I'm saying. I'm not just might say all alternators beware. It ain't like I'm making this up. Willie Mack is really freaking good. He give me a lot of Junkyard Dog vibes. Just a big beefy dude to just come in there.
You need that. We need that in wrestling right now.
So well, you get it from this guy, because my goodness, I couldn't find the picture, but there was a picture of Eddie Kingston. He was all pissed because he lost his match on Dynamite last week, and they had him sitting on the floor in the locker room with his straps down. And man, at first I was like, damn, why he got a pillow on his over his lap? Come to find out that wasn't his pillow. That was his damn stomach. But saying all that. Oh, look up the match with Mack and Keith. Oh, don't tell me it's a Willie Mack and Keith Lee match.
Oh, that must be the best match ever. Because
don't tell me there's a match with them two jokers.
Yeah, that would be great to see that.
Yeah, I think they wrestled in PWG. I think.
Oh God, a PWG match with them too. Oh man, I gotta go look that one up. So the main event was Bryan Danielson versus Eddie Kingston, and I said that I got to give some more apologies. My next apology goes to Eddie Kingston. This shit ruled. Eddie Kingston is a good wrestler. Like, I don't know if I could easily take the easy way out and say it was all Brian, but it wasn't, man. It wasn't, because you're not Ric Flair say he could wrestle a broom. Your partner got to be able to dance with you. And Eddie Kingston.
Yep, there you go. You said it. So just remember that with Lex Luger. I'm just saying.
Eddie Kingston made me believe that he was going to win this match a couple of times. Like, it's just it was good, man. The thing about him and Moxley is, I guess my introduction to them in AEW was nothing but garbage matches. And I think that's why I'm just like, man, get off my TV with that. But if they would have led with this and then go into the garbage, and I'm like, okay, because the garbage matches is a means to an end. Like, you wrestle good, you get in a beef, you can't beat somebody, so now you got to pull out all stops. So I guess what they're doing with Eddie Kingston, though, is they're doing the I'm coming close, but I'm not winning type thing. So, and what's really bothering him, apparently he put all his titles on the line. So whoever wins this tournament now gets all his belts. So there was like 3 belts that they had. They had a belt covered. I guess that's going to be the Continental Classic belt. But then there was 2 more belts, a New Japan belt and the Ring of Honor belt.
They shouldn't do a belt for the Continental Classic.
Well, there was 3 belts on the stand, and
I remember I saw it too, but I just don't think that makes sense. That should be like a cup or something. A trophy or a cup. You could even have a ring for it when you win it, but don't do a belt for a tournament that's like that.
Don't give them no more ring ideas.
Yeah, I think that's what they're gonna do. I think the belt is just like a symbolic type. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like how they did the Owen Hart Cup.
And that's the other thing too.
I could be wrong.
The Continental Classic, I keep seeing Khan all the time on the cover of it. Like, maybe he should have picked. It's called a Continental Classic. Picks a wrestler from the United States, old school, that is like legendary, and just go with that person as the representative for the Continental Classic. But they keep showing Tony Khan all the time. I know it's his idea, but my God, we don't need to see your face associated with that.
Yeah, you don't need to see his mug, that dork.
Yeah, so they got the Owen Hart thing. That's a step in the right direction. But get like an older Luthez or somebody, a known great.
You really want him to go dig up Luthez, Van?
Just saying, just use their likeness or image to honor somebody.
You want him to get Jim Crockett while you're at it?
Well, I mean, yeah. Hey.
So this match was great though. Like, I mean, Danielson is he is what he is. He's awesome. He is, and I'm gonna tell y'all, Bryan Danielson is the biggest jump from WWE to AEW. It's not Moxley, it's Danielson. He is the biggest.
Not CM Punk.
Well, CM Punk, you can't say CM Punk because he wasn't in WWE when he came over. But we're like 5 minutes away from Mr. Punk. But this match was great, man. If y'all got to go watch anything, I'd watch the Andrade match, and I watched this, and I watched that Willie Mack promo, and just check out the Kiera Hogan just to check it out real quick, just glimpse real quick, because Nairbaum already said she doesn't like men. So there you go. So Monday Night Raw, Monday night. So I'll say this, because then I had to be consistent. I've been asking for them to push new people, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're pushing all the new guys that Vince McMahon had on contract for a year and never put on TV. So now when Triple H puts them out on TV, the fans are looking at them like, who the hell is this? Yeah. What am I supposed to do with this?
It's not their fault though. It's not those wrestlers' fault.
It's not their fault, but they've been on. A lot of these dudes been on contract for a year, and nobody knows. They're eventually going to get themselves over, or they're going to shit to bed. The Creed brothers are getting over. Like, they are legit. Organically, you got the crowd cheering for them. DIY is finally starting to get the crowd behind them, so it's eventually going to happen. It's not happening the way Triple H wanted, because y'all had them sitting in the back for too long. As far as the women
are just crapping the bed.
You're right, Venkat, because hey, they need some work, man. The fans just do not care about them. They just don't.
Yeah. Well, they need their own show for real. Mike said it's Cage. I guess he's saying Christian Cage is the biggest jump from WWE to AEW.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Absolutely not. It's Brian.
I think so. I think Brian Danielson is just amazing.
Yeah, Brian Danielson went from the main event of WrestleMania right into AEW. Come on, man. Cage hadn't wrestled in 5 or 6 years. He made that Royal Rumble. Vince wouldn't give him a contract because he wanted to wrestle full time, and he wouldn't let him. And then he made the jump. So that he's the biggest thing going on in AEW right now. But as far in terms of just the biggest jump, is Daniel. Brian was a multiple-time world champion, like main event draw, main events in multiple WrestleManias, biggest merch seller. It was him, no doubt. I give you the hurt part though.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna watch anything from Raw, watch this. This match was good. This was better than good. This was really good. Before this match, they did a promo just to furthermore let you know where they're going. Adam Pearce told Seth that CM Punk will be there next week, and Seth Rollins said, just keep him away from me. Are you going to allow him? He said, I'm not going to roll out the carpet for him and allow him to skip everybody, blah, blah, blah. Bobby Lashley said the same thing, by the way. It's all in kayfabe. It's like literally they're setting up the next feud. So you see exactly where it's going. But main event, Jey Uso against Seth Rollins. This was Jey Uso's best match I've ever seen, single match. This match killed whatever he did with Roman, the 3 times he wrestled Roman.
That last time was trash.
Yeah, well, that match sucked, but this match was awesome. Like, Jey actually wrestled. He didn't rely on just doing 100 super kicks. He worked holes. Just really friggin' good. A lot of nice near falls, a lot of false finishes. I would have rather Jey hit that splash a little harder for that last false finish. It would have made it seem like he really had a chance, but he didn't land it good. But
yeah, it did look kind of weird. Yeah,
it did look like he had, like, you could drive put a pillow between him. He barely hit him.
Like his knees probably took more of a hit.
Exactly. Yeah. His knees took the brunt of it. But when you saw the one that Seth did before that, Seth hit him all the way. Seth hit his ass Rob Van Dam style.
Yeah, and they did it. They showed it back in slow motion, boy. My God.
So when I go to SmackDown, I need to do the same thing. Put the Straight Talk Society. Hopefully, I get close enough where I could do this and it gets on the camera. But the match was. I thought the match was really, really good. Seth Rollins won. I don't think that ever was in question. They did give you the hope spots, and the crowd was into it. There are a lot of CM Punk chants through this when Seth Rollins was on offense. Just saying. Then at the end, Drew McIntyre comes out of nowhere with the Claymore, destroys Jey. Seth hits a dive on him. He catches him, destroys Seth. And so, okay. So
Drew McIntyre is 100% in the right here.
So, okay. Well, hold on, because this is what I'm going to say. Drew is not in the right because Jey Uso never did anything to him. His gripe is with Solo, Jimmy, and Roman. Remember, Jey couldn't leave the country, so Jey couldn't go to Crown Jewel. So
I don't think it's specifically Crown Jewel.
Well, that's
I think it's the actions leading. I know he mentions that for sure, but I guess he's talking about moments and issues like on Raw and other previous pay-per-views leading up to Crown Jewel. The interactions. I'm sure Jay touched them up a few times leading up to Crown Jewel in the United States.
Yeah, his gripe, he really needed to find some way to get on SmackDown and handle his business with Roman, because obviously Roman don't give a damn about Jay, so it ain't like he's gonna come defend him.
I think McIntyre is just going down the list, and Jay's the one in front of him, so he's gonna go after his ass.
Oh, and I did forget to mention he beat up Sami Zayn pretty good in the beginning of the show also.
McIntyre ain't wrong for that either.
Yeah, I saw that.
So
where's the payoff leading to? Sammy or Bat to Sell?
It gotta be Sammy. At some point, Sammy has to get into the title picture.
No, because he's had that loser talk, saying he really doesn't see himself as one of those guys. I mean, I don't know if I have the responsible enough to carry that title and blah 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 and do the appearances and all that. Yeah, once I heard him say that, I just lost all respect.
So that was Monday Night Raw. NXT from last night got one story that I saw before we came live, so I had to hurry up and try to get it in. They do have a pay-per-view this Saturday, which I totally forgot about, so we got to think about that. Wesley comes to the ring. Wesley is supposed to be facing Dominic Mysterio. Wesley comes to the ring on crutches and lets everybody know he's out. He's out indefinitely. He's out for almost a year. He's gonna have to have back surgery. Don't know when it happened, because if it's something that they knew about beforehand, I'm really mad, because they wasted a match with Cameron Grimes, Johnny Gargano, Wesley, and Bronson Reed for him just to come out the next week and say that he's hurt. So hopefully Wesley gets well soon. Ever since they broke up MSK, he has been on a roll. He carried that North American title real good, and I thought that this was the time he was finally going to get it back from Dom, but ain't going to happen. So Dragon Lee is going to take his place. So there you go with that. That's all I got from NXT. So guess what? We're into This Week in Wrestling, this day in his wrestling history. Then we get to talk about my man CM Punk. So got two stories for this day in wrestling history. Oh boy, this is a good one, because hold on, because I got to hear from Vancat again.
The women are just crapping the bed.
All right, well, we'll see. Let me know if you thought that from this. Let's go back to the year 2004, December 6, 2004. Lita defeated Trish Stratus for the WWF Women's Championship on Monday Night Raw. This was the first time the women ever main evented the show. So I went back and looked at that show, not to watch it, just to see what the card was. Oh, what a terrible card. Like, I mean, they had a bunch of fluff. But this was the main event, and this was unheard of. And after this match, a women's match didn't main event the show again for another like 10 plus years. So anybody want to guess what the rating was for this night? So the rating for Raw this week was 1.5 million. What do you guys think the rating for this night was?
I'm gonna go with maybe a 6 or 5.5.
It wasn't that high. It was a 4.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, it shouldn't have been that high.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a 4. But this was what 19 years ago. That's a long time, but still, you're talking about 4 million people versus now you got 1.5 million. And that was 2 years after 2-3 years after the demise of WCW. So those fans still have not come back. Like that's the issue here. The fans have just not come back. So,
yeah, people moved on. People moved on because they didn't care about them. They didn't give them anything to keep them or hook them to stay.
You know what a lot of it is too? What I just think personally is people crapped on wrestling so bad, as far as like people still ask me, y'all know they come over here and be like, oh, why do you have wrestling bells? Why do you still watch that? You're a grown man and you still watch that. And that's a lot of that. A lot of people get that and they just get tired of it. Like, man, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be watching this anymore. And they just go away and never come back. Like I never felt that way because hey, I'm a nerd at heart.
Well, you left too.
I left because of Chris Benoit.
Exactly.
I didn't leave because nobody made me feel bad. I left because the guy, went crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
I don't go with that. I don't go with that because during the Attitude Era, everybody was watching. Everybody. It didn't matter what your age was. You know what I mean? The culture was different. That's just all.
Yeah, but the Attitude Era had WCW right there too.
But this is
that's what I'm saying.
Era. No, MD, this is closer to Ruthless Aggression.
No. I'm talking about to your point, Trevor. What I'm saying is during the Monday Night Wars and everything, literally everybody was watching wrestling. There was no why are you watching wrestling?
Okay,
you know what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
Too old. It was a culture aspect to 90s wrestling. You know what I mean? That kind of waned in the 2000s. So, that's why you get people saying stuff like that. But, I can only, I guess, equate it to the 90s. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
But it's funny though, because like I got a young, most of my crew is 10, 15 years younger than me. And when I talk to them, the rare times that I do have conversations with them when I'm not yelling at them, I'll ask them if they watch wrestling and stuff like that. And they'll be like, ew, wrestling. They'll be like, I used to watch that back in with Stone Cold and stuff like that. It's like they look at it and they're like, man. So I'm just trying to figure out like where the divide happened, what happened, why it fell off. I stopped watching because of the Chris Benoit thing. And CM Punk is who brought me back in. I stopped watching right after the Chris Benoit stuff, and I came in during the pipe bomb back in 2011. And that's the God honest truth. And I've been watching this since I was 5 years old. So it took somebody going crazy to get me to stop watching. Not because of the business has gone through lulls and periods of just terrible creative and awful.
95.
Yeah, about to say we watched 1995 wrestling, so we should be able to watch any wrestling. Because if you lived through 1995 wrestling, then you could watch anything. Because ain't never been a time where it's the epitome of garbage, of trash.
Yep.
It was 1995.
Yep.
Man, I'd like to go back and I need some time, man. I'd like to go back and watch some 1995 Monday Night Raws. That's probably that's when they were only like an hour anyway. So I could probably get through them. Man, that probably was shit. But yeah, this show did a 4.0 in the ratings. Lita won the match. I want to say this is the one where she famously almost broke her neck. I couldn't find that picture where she did the dive outside and she clipped the rope and just went crashing down. So that was December 6th, 2004. So now, hey, this just works out perfect because it goes right into our main story. December 6th, 2014. Guess what happened? You guys ain't gonna guess it. If Bones or Zay was here, they would have guessed it, and that gave it away right there. December 6th, 2014, CM Punk signs a multi-fight deal with the UFC, marking his transition to MMA. But it was he didn't get in the ring for 2 years though. So nearly 2 years later at UFC 203 on September 10, 2016, he made his MMA debut and suffered a first round submission loss to Mickey Gall. So
hey Bones, 95 Hulk Hogan was the champ.
So yeah, oh God, don't keep bringing that up. So this is a quote directly from CM Punk. He says, "My professional wrestling days are over. It's awesome to be here. This is something that's been in the back of my mind for a very, very long time. I have a background in Kempo. I've done Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu off and on for a very long time, but the idea of being able to step inside of the octagon and find out what's inside of myself, test myself, is an opportunity that I was not able to deny myself. I don't think I'd be able to live with myself if I didn't give this a shot. I feel like it was now or never 3 years ago, but I re-signed. Okay, so he felt like it was now or never 3 years ago, but he re-signed with WWE and tried to give the old college try. But it's now or never for me. I have a limited window, just like all fighters do, and I'm ready for a fight. I'm here for a fight. I'm here to kick somebody's ass or get my ass kicked.
Or that's CM Punk in delusional land once again.
And he did do the latter. He did get his ass kicked because
Goodness gracious.
his two UFC fights were hey, I got to get a guy credit for going in there. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, hey, I've watched Brock Lesnar get folded up like a cheap suit in the UFC. So, yeah.
But at least Brock Lesnar had success.
Yeah, Brock
At
Lesnar
one point, he was actually something.
Yeah, because listen, they were handpicking Brock Lesnar's opponents.
Hey, whatever it takes, I guess, in this day and age, whatever.
When you look at his first couple of fights, and I'm a Brock Lesnar fan, and I was all happy that he was in the UFC, but watching him beat up on 43-year-old Randy Couture, I mean, that didn't do anything for me. Heath Herring, what's the other guy? Oh God, the guy that got him in the heel hook and submitted him, Frank.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
God,
I know what you mean. Yeah, I have it on Blu-ray.
Frank Mir. That was and that was at UFC 100.
100,
where he beat the brakes off of Frank Mir. That's the first UFC pay-per-view that I actually bought. I paid $100 for that.
I ain't never paying no $100. You adjust that for inflation. You paid like over $400.
So, Frank, so MD, you saying? Oh no, I thought he was saying something, but hey, CM Punk didn't belong in there. CM Punk should have went to like Strike Force or Elite FSC or one of them, Pride or just anything but UFC, because you're talking about the top of the top echelon.
Again, CM Punk in delusional land again. Overestimating who he is and what his value is. But whatever.
Well, that ain't his fault. You know, that's UFC fault. They the one promoted it.
They you get MD. What did they do? They saw his name brand and they paid him more than they paid any fighter at the time. They gave him $500,000 and was like, hey, we're gonna pick you the sorriest guys. McGall and the other guy, I forget who the other guy he fought. But these guys didn't have any UFC. They had like one fight UFC experience, and he couldn't handle it with them.
That was too much to handle.
They did what they had to do.
Right.
They did their job. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Damn, this is the fastest we ever got to the main event. All right, so I got six stories, six infractions, I guess. Because it's been a long debate ever since CM Punk came back. You got the Punk detractors, you got the people that's like, hey, let's make some money with him. So the title of this show is CM Punk, Victim or Punk, because everybody likes to say that he's the cause of every issue that he's been in. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. But I have a couple of issues that we're gonna go over. And we're gonna find out at the end, is he the troublemaker or is he the victim in all this? Again, like I stated in the beginning of the show, there's nothing pre-WWE in what I'm about to show. This is because the Teddy Hart fight. Hey, there you go. You got the Teddy Hart fight. There you go. Biggest thing you probably hear pre-WWE. But I'm just talking about his WWE and AEW stint. And we're just gonna go from there, and then we'll be done. So you get Nerdbomb time to get in and watch Dynamite. And the link is in the chat. Venkat, drop the link again just in case, because I know Nerdbomb probably want to come on here and talk about it because he a CM Punk fan, and I don't know if Mike is off of work yet, but I will tell y'all ahead of time, I do have the clock in my back pocket just in case you start getting windy. I did make my own clock last night because Venkat told me to go F myself.
Did not do that, sir.
So all right, so let's get into it, because me, MD, and Mike don't have a problem with this at all. Venkat seems to be the one to me picking up, any if the guy ran a red light, he want to bring it up. So we gonna give you a chance, but hold on, let me see these videos that you put in here. Okay, so we just showing where is that from?
Play it.
It won't, it's no sounds. I can't oh, this should be rich. Let's see what Triple H said.
Oh, save me. You want to be the catalyst as long as it benefits you. I am sick to death of listening to you talk to how you're doing all of this for them. Yeah, there are a lot of people out there. Maybe half of them agree with what you're saying. The other half, they don't give a damn. You know what, Punk? Some of these people actually like the WWE. Some of these people dig it. They tune in every week. They love what they see. They come here to have a good time. They like it the way it is. Can it be better? Sure, it can be better. That's right. And that's my job, to make it better. But when you talk about being the catalyst for change, really what you mean is you will only accept change if it means CM Punk is on top. Because unless CM Punk is the guy, the man, that's not enough change for you. That's not really what you want. See, you're no different than anybody else that's ever been in this business, including me. We're a lot alike. We did what we had to do to get on top. The difference is I looked everybody in the eye and told you, I'm going to step on you. I'm going to walk through you to get to the top. You don't have the balls to do it. What you did is you backdoor your way around. You try to do it by being a martyr.
Ooh, that's a little bit of art imitating life there. So let's start there then.
Triple H truthing like a mug.
Yeah, but even though that I remember that segment too, because I used to love their little interaction with one another. Because there's a lot of realism in that. So what he said, I'm gonna ask you a question. I want to ask MD this question first, because I got a feeling what Venkat gonna say, so I want to hear this last. MD, Triple H said that you want to be the catalyst for change as long as as long as you're the leader of it. What's wrong with that?
I mean, in the world of wrestling, I mean, ain't that what it's about? It's always about garnishing and maintaining the spot. So if you can be the voice of the voiceless, no pun intended, that's a spot. So it is what it is. I totally agree with it.
Triple H said himself, if you're not in this business to be the champion, like what the hell are you doing in the business? And CM Punk's main objective was to be the champion. Venkat, what? I mean, you put this in here for a reason.
Hey, let me say one more thing about it.
Go ahead, MD.
Hey, we were coming out of a time where the stigma of backstage politics was the flavor of the day, or the flavor of the month rather, and CM Punk was that callous to try to change that culture. But you still got leaders and you still got followers. So you know what I mean? You can't deny the fact that his role was a leader in being that counterculture with backstage politics and wrestling.
Venkat,
that's all I wanted to say.
Venkat, before you go, let Mike go, because Mike's mute. Mike's mic is echoing, so I want to let because he hopped up here quick with this one. Everybody, if you want to come up too, man, the link is in the chat. What you got on this particular video, Mike? Before we move on, well, before Venkat go.
Mike, you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious for a person who not only did what CM Punk was doing when he was his age, but went so much further than CM Punk ever could, was so instrumental in stifling other people in the back rooms with him and Shawn Michaels, going around stifling, strangling, killing everyone that wasn't them and wasn't DX for so many years. and then to turn around and hypocritically get mad at CM Punk for trying to do the exact same thing, do the exact same blueprint that they laid out. Please explain that to me. That's like
I
that's like
disagree with
Hitler.
that.
You can disagree all you want. You can look at what they used to do. They used to crush people backstage. They used to
But
crush people backstage.
I agree
and
with
that's what
that
I
point.
just
I
said.
agree with that point, Mike.
CM Punk was trying to change the culture within backstage politics and wrestling, but that doesn't equate to him not having a role. That's what I said. He
I'm not disagreeing with
and
you.
with all intents and purposes, he did change the culture.
I think he's
But
disagreeing with Venkat more than anything.
But he still kept a spot, the spot, matter of fact, for a long time. That's what I was
And
saying.
that's what Triple H did when he joined up with Vince and they had the little authority foolishness. Anytime anyone got close to getting any kind of shine, Triple H would pop up. He was damn near to Charlotte before Charlotte. Whenever things got hard, Triple H would pop up. He was doing the same thing. CM Punk, it was his time. And the problem is they wouldn't let CM Punk have his time. They kept trying to call back John Cena, or they would call back Triple H. You remember when Triple H had muscles falling off the bone, and they were still calling back. They would never let CM Punk had one almost year where he was the man, and the entire year they were molesting him. For a better term. The entire year they were working backstage against him, working
No
upstage
bomb
against
left.
him.
Nah, he's having connect. He's trying to connect.
Damn, y'all can't hear me? All right,
No,
my bad.
no, we can hear you.
No, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay. The entire time he was doing that, they were fighting against him. The entire time. Those pipe bombs, if you want to act like what he was saying was true, play the part where CM Punk was talking back to him, because he was saying the facts right back to him. All he did was take the route that The Rock took. When everybody was backing up, when everybody was behind Stone Cold, The Rock went the people route. CM Punk was going the people route. And Triple H was going the corporate route. And you can't hate the man that's going the opposite route as you just because he's doing it better. That's all it is. CM Punk was going the unestablished way, and Triple H was Mr. Establishment. You see what he was wearing? He was Mr. Establishment. So he was trying to downplay and denigrate anything that CM Punk was doing at the time. That was his character, and that's who he was at the time. So I don't understand how this can make CM Punk look bad in any way. Because whenever Vince McMahon, and by extension his son-in-law, are against you, you are obviously doing the right thing.
All right.
Hey, Trevor, real quick. When CM Punk left, wasn't that's when they did they brought back Evolution, right? When the whole Shield thing was going on.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be they had Punk go against the Shield 3 against 1, and it was supposed to lead to Punk and Triple H, but then once all that
and then he left.
Yeah, that's when they brought Evolution.
And then they did the Evolution. Okay, got you. Yeah, so I'm thinking of the right time.
We don't want to rob you of your time, man. Go what you got?
I don't disagree with a lot of things that Mike said.
You put the video in here, so you had to have the reason.
Just say Mike is right, bro. You don't have to add all those words. Just say Mike is right.
Anyway, I think that what it highlights is Triple H is right about a lot of that stuff. Mike is right in pointing out that Triple H is kind of a hypocrite because he did the same, if not worse, stuff than CM Punk. But CM Punk is disingenuous at the way he goes about it. And that's the part that I agree with Triple H on. He's trying to make it seem
How?
He's trying to make it seem like he's doing everything that's best for business, that's best for the culture and backstage, and that he is the answer to the problem of what we've always heard, the Hogan politics, the Cena politics, guys that push people down and you never get a shot. He's upset about The Rock coming out of nowhere, out of retirement, and main event in WrestleMania. Meanwhile, he's busting his ass 365 in the year and blah, blah, blah. And he's pouring out that picture on that page to make it look like, hey, I'm this and I'm that. When in actuality, he is just as predatory and just as scummy backstage politicking wise as the others.
Give me an example, Venkat. I need an example.
I'm telling you, I want an example.
In
WWE, I
WWE,
just gave an example. He pointed out The Rock. He made The Rock be this guy that's a problem. Doesn't come in. He's not on the roster wrestling up and down. He just comes in, he gets the high spot. So he's disparaging The Rock coming in that way. And he's like, hey, I'm here, I'm busting my tail. He shouldn't be a wrestler, man. I should be. And he's made that known as a thing. So he's making it seem like he's so like violated by The Rock. Go ahead.
Well, what about the backstage politics? That's what I'm talking about. What about the backstage? Give me an example of CM Punk causing problems, politic wise, in the back in WWE at that time.
Hey, Nurbon, do a mic check so we know. Oh, he keep falling off. Hey, Nurbon, do a mic check.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, all right, sorry.
Oh, fell off again. Yeah, you must got a crappy connection, man, because you keep falling off. Yeah, so
Snyder,
Venkat, and here's what we all.
He's up. He's up.
Oh, he's
up.
Both of them fell. Mike and Nurbon fell off.
Mike fell off.
Yeah, this what we asking for. This what we asking for.
Go ahead.
Because the whole Triple H thing, I get what Mike is saying in that, but I mean, I'm not gonna look at that character. That was a promo. That was meant to go out and
now
say,
you know Triple H put a lot of truth in that.
But what I'm saying is I could separate Triple H from Paul Levesque. That was Paul Levesque in character, cosplaying as Triple H, talking to Phil Brooks there. But I do agree when you bring up the DX stuff back in the day, which was more Shawn Michaels than it was Triple H. But
no, Triple H was a big part too.
But Shawn Michaels was the major part from that, as any wrestler X. But here's my thing though. We've heard about Triple H and Shawn Michaels doing certain things to certain wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
Name something that you've heard Phil Brooks do to hold somebody back, because I don't see a problem with somebody saying, hey, I want to be the champion. I'm the best. And at the time, he was the best wrestler in the company.
He was?
Yes. My wife, I told you how I judge wrestling off of my wife and my daughter. My wife was just crazy about this guy. Like, she was just like, oh my God, he's just so fantastic. Bro, he at that, for that stretch, for like a year or two, he was the best thing in the company, and it wasn't even close. But I need to hear from you a specific reason. Okay, so you say him talking crap about The Rock. I mean, I agree with him, so whatever. But that's what you say, so that's okay. We'll give you that one. What else? What else did he hold somebody back from?
I'm just pointing out what Triple H was saying, and I'm just saying I'm just pointing that out. I'm not saying anything. Look, I was with CM Punk, because I like the straight edge society stuff. I like that stuff, but I'm not gonna act like CM Punk is absolved of a lot of the issues that he finds himself in. And I think that there's a lot of blind eye looking at what he does, and for what he is, I think he's kind of overrated. It's kind of overrated. So, whatever.
I agree with you on that. I wasn't the biggest CM Punk fan, but that I can't take away what he did. You know what I mean?
So you don't think he was? You don't think? Hold on, because I just want to y'all define the overrated to me though. Like when y'all
in the ring, in his in-ring work, I don't really. I was just watching what WWE posted. I think it's today or yesterday, and it's just showing like a lot of the things he did. And from the first time he came in with the ECW, then he goes up to the main roster on Raw. I'm watching all this, and I'm watching sloppy executed moves. I'm watching just, he's good with his mouth and talking and all that other stuff, and he has his little moments here, but a lot of it's not all that. Like, it just seems like there's just like an extra dose of stank on it that people are putting to propel him to be more than what he is. There's people that you watch in wrestling, they're undeniably great. I don't think CM Punk is one of those guys.
Hey, let me say this, and then I'm going to dip, because apparently my Wi-Fi is trash. Venkat, your points do not exist. You do not have anything against him other than what you heard other people say. It's the same thing as Trevor with the actual grooming. The same thing with
Here we go.
Kevin and everything he says. You guys cannot define it. You cannot explain it because it doesn't exist. You just feel a way, and your feelings are what you're trying to put out as fact. But they're not facts. They're feelings. And if we made feelings dictate everything in the world, it will be a horrible place. Horrible. And that's what you do. You don't like the way he makes you feel. You can't dictate anything he's done. You can't notate anything he's done. You can't say, all you can say is, well, Triple H said a lot of things, and you know he said some things that are true. You don't know what was true. It could have all been kayfabe. It could have
I
all
hate
been
to
real.
have to
You
agree
don't
with
know.
this nigga, man. I swear.
You're assuming. You're assuming.
I have to agree with him.
Of course you have to, because Mike is right.
I hate to have to agree with this. Venkat, haven't I been saying that about you since we've been doing this show, though? You disingenuous.
How am I
all
disingenuous?
emotions.
Okay.
All emotions.
Okay. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Sir, you
MD,
just
why,
showed us your
MD, why
first
you
piece
think
of
it's
evidence.
overrated, though?
You showed us
go
your
ahead,
first
Mike.
piece of evidence, an angry Triple H in the ring. Think about that. Triple H literally playing the character Triple H, yelling at CM Punk.
Next.
MD.
Seriously, I mean, next.
Hey, y'all don't know the joy. You know what this is like? We do this football pool, and even if I don't win, as long as I beat Zay, I'm like, okay, that's cool. And that's how I feel right now. I'm like, boy, he got Venkat just
He ain't got me anywhere. 'Cause I mean, what I said that in ring, he's not the greatest. You know, he didn't even have to be one of the greatest. I don't think he's one of the best. I think more of his stuff is just what he says. And I think there's just an extra whatever cult following or whatever behind him. But I don't think it justifies that cult following. I don't think what he does is particularly that amazing. I don't know what Mike is saying, how that makes me somehow wrong or I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I agree with Venkat on that. I think
This makes
it's
no
more.
sense. Like we're doing victory laps on nothing. I mean, that's why I said next, because just like nothing there.
Let me ask y'all something real quick. Did y'all think Stone Cold was a good wrestler?
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about
Hell
Steve
yeah.
Austin. I'm talking about Stone Cold.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. But Stone Cold was the highest grossing drawing wrestler ever because Stone Cold made you feel like he was the everyday man. He did what everybody in America wanted to do: go to work and cuss your boss out and beat him up. And I get what Venkat's saying, because I'm not, wrestling is subjective. Hell, I think Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior, top 5 wrestling match of all time.
Lord, the hug fest.
So CM Punk everybody may have not thought he was the greatest in the ring. I thought his matches were phenomenal. His big time matches. I'm not talking about like regular TV match, but it was his whole aura, the whole straight edge. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I live my life straight edge, because you knew he probably was full of crap with it. Because I'm always waiting. I love the heels. I'm hence the heel minister. I always was waiting for him to just come out and be like, I was lying the whole time. That's just how I always felt. That's what the allure to him, and that's what he's gonna do with this new character in WWE. He's playing all shucks, all nice guy now, and wait until he drops the boom. That's gonna be great. But so I could concede with the in ring, because everybody doesn't watch wrestling the way. I mean, I've been hearing for years Kenny Omega is the best thing since sliced bread, and I look at Kenny Omega like just spot fest, spamming finishers. Like I'm like, okay, next.
I get your point. Trevor. The difference between Austin during the Attitude Era and CM Punk is the organic nature of it. Austin was a creation. The cult like fanaticism that surrounds CM Punk is based off of one thing and one thing only, and that's the pipe bomb. We all know that. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm saying, where would CM Punk lie without the pipe bomb? You know, I remember during ECW, Paul Heyman got mad when they made Lashley the champion because he wanted to push CM Punk.
Yeah, he wanted
That
Punk
was
to be champion.
right. That was another gripe. It's always been there. It's always been a catalyst for him to do what he did in order to garner that attention. That's what I'm saying. Whereas I can't equate that to Austin because that character was given to him and he played it well. So
Well,
and after that we had Daniel Bryan. They tried to emulate that same, which they kind of did, kind of sort of, but they tried to emulate that same effect. So that's inorganic.
I'm so glad you went there, MD. I'm so glad you went there. CM Punk is like, and let's bring it to the NFL. Mike McDaniel is a product of Kyle Shanahan's coaching tree, correct? So when the Dolphins win the Super Bowl, everybody got to be like, oh man, there go a Kyle Shanahan product. Daniel Bryan was pushed because of the effect that CM Punk has on the business. Where's the next Stone Cold? Why haven't they tried to duplicate that one?
Because the eras have changed. Right? The era defines the person that's pushed. You know what I mean? Austin was the Attitude Era. Ruthless Aggression was Cena. I mean, it depends on what era you in. You can't. You have to have somebody that represents that particular area in wrestling at that particular time. You can't have no next Stone Cold because the era is gone.
And Mike says that he was popping before the pipe bomb. So I don't make nothing up. I didn't know him before it. I went back and because Ring of Honor. I mean, hey, it is. I don't watch that. So I didn't know anything about him. I heard once I found out about him, I'm like, yeah, he did the whole Summer of Punk thing in Ring of Honor with him and Samoa Joe, and he had all these great matches. But
you even go back and look at them matches, and they're not that good. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I bet if we go back and watch a lot of stuff, we're probably gonna be like, man, that was terrible. But
CM Punk in TNA was trash, straight trash.
I didn't even know he was in TNA.
Yep.
It was with Raven.
Yep.
I didn't even know that. But again, I don't watch that stuff, so I don't know. I would expect y'all, especially you, because I know you watched TNA. But so all right, let's go to the next one because Venkat has one. Oh boy, let's hear what John Moxley got to say.
Look, you have no idea how genuinely sorry I am that CM Punk just didn't turn out to be what you wanted him to be. He didn't turn out to be what any of us wanted him to be when we welcomed him back into this business, gave him a second chance in the greatest sport in the world. It just didn't work out. And while I am truly sorry for that, I know he's your boy, I know he's from Chicago and you love him, I have zero sympathy for CM Punk. And that is because CM Punk, fragile ego, fragile body, weak mind, weak spirit.
So my only question to that, I see him holding the AEW title. Was that when Punk broke his foot and then Punk ended up coming back, or was that after the brawl out situation? When was that from?
That looked like it's before the brawl out situation. That's what it looked like.
So it had to be because Moxley was still champion.
Okay, so that was a promo then. That okay, so you see, and that's what Venkat does. Venkat will go find all these things of people saying, but don't put nothing in context.
Oh Lord.
So go ahead though, because you wanted to bring it up because I know
I didn't do anything. I'm waiting for your presentation. I just put some videos in there.
No, he said because he talked.
And you know what? It had to be after brawl out because Mox got they made him interim champion.
See,
well, he won a match or whatever, made him interim champion.
Bones is saying that was before brawl out.
Yeah.
So okay, so yeah, it had to be a promo then, like you said.
That was strictly promo then. But So okay, so Venkat, you wanted to play that though because of the fragile ego, fragile mind thing, right?
Right.
Because you say that he's the guy that want to take his ball and go home if he don't get his way, right?
Right.
Like Stone Cold Steve Austin, right?
Don't try to bring down Stone Cold.
I'm just saying, Stone. We got him on trial now, so we gonna bring up Exhibit A. What other megastar didn't get his way? They wanted him to lose to somebody, and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go home, and he quit. Do we have an example of that happening in the business? Absolutely, we got an example with the biggest star in the business, Stone Cold Steve Austin. So again, CM Punk is just doing what his predecessors are doing.
That's the bar. That's the bar what's the bar we doing? This guy is a voiceless. He's this great above what the other guys are doing type stuff. And I mean, my God. The defense is just outrageous, man. But go ahead. I'm waiting for the stuff you got here. Again, I just put in those videos. We weren't supposed to lead with the videos I did. But whatever.
All right.
Go ahead.
MD, what you got on that, bro?
Yeah, I mean, around that time, and I want to say now, Bones know his history. So correct me if I'm wrong. Is that the same night where they did like separate promo? You remember John Moxley did the promo, and then later on CM Punk came out and did that's when the initial stuff with Hangman happened. When he said the stuff about Hangman, I could be wrong. So AEW CM Punk and WWE CM Punk, they two different people. And you take the time in consideration. All this time it's been a festering of CM Punk being the best. We want CM Punk back. He's finally about to change the whole culture of wrestling. He put that on his shoulders and he glossed in it. You know what I mean? And I think that was the issue that initially made him. So yeah, I agree with John Moxley. His ego at that time was big as hell, and it had been festering for over 10 years.
MD,
point blank period.
MD, did he put it on his shoulders or did we put it on his shoulders?
No, Tony Khan put it on his shoulders. Because Tony Khan is the one that had the air pump to blow his head up like that.
Okay, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to NFL. Me and you had a conversation Sunday, and you said you wouldn't mind seeing Justin Herbert in a Falcons uniform. Justin Herbert comes over and plays for the Falcons, and everybody's blowing him up as the savior of the Atlanta Falcons. You don't expect him to walk around with some moxie on him?
Yeah, I can't compare the two. That's different.
Of course. Of course you can't.
Yeah, that's different.
So
again,
go
ahead,
one little quick thing. So, wrestling is obviously a collaborative situation. So you got to take steps back, take step forward, and then timing is everything, right? Even Hulk Hogan knows it, right? He sees Goldberg is really ramping up, so he's like, I got to do this. I got to lose the title to Goldberg and blah, blah, blah. He pushed for that, even though we know Hulk Hogan's history about how selfish he can be. But at that moment, he knew what he had to do, and he actually went through it. It's a collaborative situation where guys, put together the matches, and you hopefully you get it right and you do this. So I'm not saying that CM Punk is like worse than Hogan or any of that. You say I'm disingenuous. I don't know how, but CM Punk is out here preaching to the choir like he's this goody two-shoe guy, and it's me going up. I'm going up against the man and this and that and whatnot. He is calling out mudslinging when he himself is slinging mud. And then when getting caught with slinging mud, he wants to then say, well, everybody else does it. And if that ain't disingenuous, I don't know what is.
Give me the
and
give me
also
the example.
Remember when CM Punk got to AEW, his whole thing was to make sure that there was a peaceful environment of pure wrestling, and that's all it was. The locker room was going to be based on the fact that we all love wrestling, and blah blah blah, this and that. Through that environment, he was able to nitpick, point and click, so to speak, people that he wanted to pick out to have this environment with, and ostracize the others. Now, in the aspect of politics, you know, I can see Van Cat's point. It's just not in the way that we're used to hearing about backstage politics. As a matter of fact, it's in reverse. It's you instead of people that have spots and you know, throwing people up under the bus based on a certain situation or maintaining a certain spot. CM Punk did the opposite, where he wanted to create an environment where there was no politicking, but he picked and chose the people that he wanted to do that with, if that makes sense.
So it makes a lot of sense what you're saying, but again, I got to bring it back to football. I don't know why I'm so football heavy. Again, when your coach gets fired and they bring in a new coach, new hotshot coach, what's the first thing he does? He bring in
his own staff.
Exactly. He identifies the terrible coaching that was left, and he gets rid of them and identifies like, hey, I want to work with this guy, I want to work with this guy, and I'm gonna get this guy. That's all Punk was doing in AEW.
But that's a management position, though, Trevor. That's a management position. Yeah, CM Punk, the manager.
But when
talent
you work,
doing that type of stuff is crazy.
When you work for, but that, so okay, so the real issue here is Tony Khan. That's the issue.
I agree.
He blame it because Tony Khan got zero backbone, and he puts his stars in the position to make the decision. Okay, let's just call it like this. If MJF was to go to Khan right now and be like, hey man, I don't want to work with this guy. What if he wants him to start up a program with Luchasaurus? And MJF is like, hell no, I'm not working with no damn Luchasaurus. What are you talking about? You think Tony Khan is going to be like, oh no, you got to work with Luchasaurus because you got to be a team player. No, he's going to look at the last like big talent that he has full time and going to be like, hey man, we got to do what we got to do. So again, I don't see in any walk of life. MD, you work, you know, you basically work for yourself, so that doesn't, you can't really say it for you, but like I'm telling you, on a daily basis, man, I gotta make the decisions that is going to be beneficial to me, and I want to be the catalyst for it. Like I'm like, okay, if I'm the top man at the company besides the owners, I'm the catalyst for everything. So everything
that's chest thumping. That is the stuff that breaks things down, and you take unnecessary turns and twists that you don't need to. At the end of the day, who has the best answer? Who has the best response to a situation? Whatever needs to be done, we should not be having to come back from behind and do the great thing, the great deed, but it has to come from me. I don't give a damn who it comes from. This is what's gonna get the result I need. This is what we need to do. Keep it moving. We have time for this Captain Caveman mentality. What the hell is this?
Van Cat want everybody in AEW to make the same amount of money.
Oh Lord! Again, here we go with the Mr. Disingenuous. This nigga be profiling my views like as if I'm.
You remember on Friday when Red came back and he was like, "Hey man, Pop's tripping. He want me to come back and ask for the bike." And Debo like, "What bike?" He was like, "Nah, it's like it's ours, but we'll just keep it at my house." That's what you want. You want it to be everybody else's. But we'll just like that's how you are though.
That's what it is, Trevor. That's exactly what it is. Great job.
Everybody can't be on an equal playing field. That's
what Trevor, what did I just say? What did I just say that had anything to do with what you just said?
Everybody can't be the champion, Venkat.
You just told us that you need it to come from you because you have to be the catalyst of everything. I'm saying
Trevor,
this is the right direction.
He's in that position though.
But
CM Punk is not in that position.
Yeah, I'm in the position.
Well, that's even worse. That's even worse. But whatever. This moment of ridiculousness has been brought to you by the beard. Dun, dun, dun. Next.
If CM Punk was made, if when CM Punk went to AEW and he was made an agent or whatever title, we wouldn't be having this discussion because he would have had every right to do what he was doing.
MD, you know what? MD, you know what we don't know? What his employment status held. Remember, he was an employee. He was not an independent contractor. So we don't know what all the wording of his employment contract was. So how do we know that he didn't have say on talent? How do we know that? We don't.
That's a good question.
Because he was not an independent contractor, and that's what people don't understand. He had employment status. He was an employee of the company, just like Bucks and Kenny and Cody. He and Jericho, he was an employee. So just like Triple H used to sit in on the production meetings, I bet you Punk used to sit in on those production meetings.
Why are active wrestlers? Why are active wrestlers on the roster having that kind of power? The Bucks in them. Why are they even the guys running the decisions in the back and then going out on the show and having to wrestle? Like, that's a major conflict of interest there. They
same reason Dusty did it. The same reason Kevin Sullivan did it.
I never criticize Dusty. He ain't gonna criticize.
I'm not going to criticize Dusty because I don't remember Dusty going all the way to the top on that level. When he took over WCW, it was when he came back from WWF in '91. That's when he was Mr. Booker for real Booker. He wasn't a part-time booker occasionally doing a show or two here. He was actually booking his ass.
But he wasn't wrestling all the time either.
Y'all drive
at that particular time.
Boy, Mike done been up here about 10 times for the day.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Here comes Mike.
Hey, I don't know what's wrong with y'all, and Trevor keep letting y'all slide. I'm still waiting for one solitary thing that Punk did. Y'all
I asked them, but they can't give
one thing.
I agree with you, Mike. I agree with you.
No, don't agree with me now. You were talking all that trash when I was going. I want to argue. No. So first I hear he ostracized people. Name them. There's none. Then I hear, oh, well, you know, he was backstage doing these things and doing stuff, and things and stuff don't mean nothing. Tell me definites. You can't name them because they don't exist. Everything that was happening backstage was happening before CM Punk showed up with the EVPs. They were the ones who were causing the problems. The issues became public when Punk showed up and the EVPs realized they had somebody on their level that they had to argue with. Before, it was just the four. It was the Bucks, it was Kenny, and it was Cody. Then and they used to beef with Jericho before. Then when Jericho chilled out, Cody left, it became Kenny Omega and his boys, and then they tried to bring Hangman Page up. That's why they sent Hangman Page after CM Punk when he started getting bigger. When he started moving numbers, that's why they sent him after CM Punk to start that drama with Colt Cabana. CM Punk didn't stab nobody in the back. He didn't sell nobody out. He came there on some peace, kumbaya BS, and that's what he did.
So
and
none of this has anything to do with CM Punk is no longer best friends with Colt Cabana and the Bucks.
What are you talking about?
I'm asking.
I'm gonna get Colt Cabana, man. So y'all let me, let's.
Well, I've been telling you to move it along. I don't understand. I'm waiting to hear what you guys.
I'm naming actual things that happened, and you guys are just saying, "Oh well, CM Punk was doing stuff, and he made people feel bad, and he ate somebody's lunch." That's all I'm hearing from y'all. Tell me stuff he did, please. I'll wait.
They can't, but they won't. They'll say is it happened. Well, not these guys, but people will say when Stone Cold beats up Deborah that no, it just happens. Nothing to see here. But all right, let's go.
Just be honest. Say you don't like him. Just say you don't like him. It's okay. It's okay. Say you don't like him. That's all it is. You don't like him, Van Cat.
Oh God.
Just say it. I don't like Hogan. I respect the impact he had, but I don't like Hogan. I think Hogan a fascist piece of garbage. But you know what? I respect the impact he had on the business. You got to give CM Punk the same respect.
All right, let me get on these because I got I'm like Venkat, I got a big piece of chicken waiting for me. All right, so this is where this all started. 2014, CM Punk walks out of the Royal Rumble. So the 2014 Royal Rumble, and this comes from Bleacher Report. I forget the guy's name though, but this is off of Bleacher Report. 2014 CM Punk lasted 49 minutes in the Royal Rumble, then got eliminated by Kane. The next night on Raw, Punk spoke with Vince McMahon and Triple H, telling them that he was hurt and unhappy with the direction of his character and where he was going home, because the way it was supposed to be is that now you got the road to WrestleMania, and Punk was slated to wrestle Triple H that year. He didn't want to do that. He wanted to be the champion again. I mean, because who doesn't want to be the champion? So Punk left. WWE never addressed his absence from the events or television, and Punk stayed silent for months. It was only when he appeared on the Art of Wrestling podcast, Colt Cabana, that he started telling his side of the story. Punk discussed a myriad of issues, explaining how he told McMahon and Triple H he didn't want to be there, and detailed all of his frustrations. Months later, WWE served him with termination papers on his wedding day. So now, okay, real quick, him walking out of WWE, justified or not, because he didn't like the direction of his character, so he went home. That's justifiable?
No.
He wasn't getting paid either.
What do you mean he wasn't getting paid?
Or should he got paid? He wasn't coming to work.
Paid.
Wait a minute. What do you mean he wasn't getting paid?
He walked out on his contract.
Yeah, he talking about after the walkout, Venkat.
After the walkout. They don't have to pay him for that.
Yeah, nor should they paid him. He walked out.
Justifiable or not?
I mean, that's a question for the talent. I mean, because like Stone Cold, you know, he didn't like the direction of what they were trying to do. He walked out as well.
It was okay when Stone Cold did it?
It's not okay when it's not okay, but
why can't you say it's okay or not if CM Punk did it? That's all I'm asking. Justify it or not?
I mean, I wasn't in that position, so I don't know.
He won't answer it.
I don't know. Because
Come on, bro.
with CM Punk,
he won't answer it.
With CM Punk's issue with WWE and his health and the things that he talked about how they would just run him down to the ground and whatnot, I could understand if those elements, on top of all the other things, you got bad direction, with what you feel your character is going to go through, and on top of that, you feel like you're busting your tail. He crapped himself in the ring one night. You know, he just had a lot of issues health-wise, physically, and he felt the company was the reason for all his issues. So he just like, forget it, I'm out of here. I can understand and relate to that. That's why I'm not saying if it's justified or not, because I don't know if at that particular time was he saying all those things in one, or was it just specifically, I don't like the story, I'm out of here.
Mike, if he says that he was justified, then he has to agree with him, and that's what he will not.
Oh, he's running.
Do it.
He's running. I didn't know he was a track star.
Not going to say it.
I didn't know Van Cat ran track. I'm gonna call him Van Cat Bolt.
Okay. Next. I mean, really?
Just say it, man.
I mean, you guys just like, okay, let me say what I need to say to make this sound like something it isn't. Like, Trevor, you already been freaked up when you just place words in my mouth. What you were saying previous wasn't even what I was talking about, but whatever. Bro, I just explained what I said. I don't know how else I could break it down. Again, if the guy was like, hey, physically, mentally, and physically, I don't feel right with the company. I feel like I'm being worked down to the bone. On top of that, I don't like the way creative is going. He has multiple issues going on with the company. He's already disgruntled and mad. You know, I don't know if all those things were going on at that particular time or not.
Yes. Just say yes.
Hey,
Right.
Van Cat, let me ask you a question, Van Cat. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Okay. MD said he wasn't even hot till after the pipe bomb, which isn't true, but let's go on that premise.
I think that's very true.
It's
I think
definitely
that's
not
very
true because he was hot before the pipe bomb.
I don't think
he was hot
to the
with
level
the Shield. He was
to the
hot with the
level of
Shield.
people screaming his name out like that. That stuff wasn't happening before then.
If you no, I'm not saying the pipe bomb didn't take him to another stratosphere, but to say he
Right.
wasn't hot before the pipe bomb, you're crazy. The stuff him and the Shield were doing were nuts. But we're not going to get into that. I'm going to say this. So
Yeah.
after the pipe bomb, you can admit that he was fire hot even into the ethos of American pop culture, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, the pipe bomb didn't affect me because at that point I wasn't
We're
even
not
watching
talking
it.
about you, Van Cat. I literally said the American pop culture.
Yeah,
Straight up
yeah,
point.
that's fine.
Okay, okay. So if you can admit that, explain to me why, if the WWE had somebody that was scorching hot, the biggest thing in the company, where all he had to say was bring back the WWE ice cream bars, and it was going nuts, where he didn't even have to show up, and they're screaming his name. Why would they downgrade him to go fight some old man?
Well, come on now. That's WWE. And that's wrestling in general. That's
So
always happened.
So what I'm
And
saying,
that
you know
doesn't
who it
make it
doesn't happen
right.
to?
That
You know who it
doesn't make
doesn't
it
happen
right.
to? You know who
What's
it
that?
doesn't happen to? It didn't happen to
Right.
Triple H. Triple H was always in the title picture. Always.
Because, well, that's a very obvious
You know who it
conflict
doesn't
of
happen to?
interest right
John
there.
Cena. Only time John Cena got moved is when they were trying to big up the U.S. Championship for a little bit, and then they let him run with that.
Oh,
But
John
he's always in the title. You know who else? Goldberg, always in the title picture for no reason. You know
No,
who
Goldberg's
else? You know
different.
who else? Brock
Goldberg's
Lesnar,
different.
always in the title picture. You know, so you can't tell me that a man who's bringing fire on the level that they're bringing is going to respect that you're going to drop me down to wrestle with an old man. I'm supposed to be in the title picture. Didn't he just main event WrestleMania? He just
Right.
main evented. You gonna main event WrestleMania, whoop John Cena up, and now you want me to wrestle Triple H? Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
No, the WrestleMania before that was him and Jericho. That was like mid. That was in the mid. He was a champion, but he wasn't the main event. The main event was Rock Cena.
No, I'm talking about with him and Cena, the one after when he said I'm gonna leave with the belt.
Yeah, that was Money in the Bank. One of the greatest matches.
Okay, my fault. But so he headlined Money in the Bank. You're telling me he goes from headlining Money in the Bank to what? I'm gonna wrestle with old ass Triple H. That's what we gonna do.
You know what was funny during his title run, his 400 and plus days title run? He never main evented a pay-per-view.
Exactly. Like I said,
he never main evented a pay-per-view that John Cena was on the card.
They wasted him, and he saw what they were doing.
My question is, like, how was his merch versus John Cena at that time?
At that time, he was killing Cena.
Come on, bro, stop playing.
I'm asking.
You know how I heard about CM Punk? This is and what Mike said that he invaded, like he got into pop culture. You know how I heard about CM Punk? They were talking about him on the Ricky Smiley show. Headcrack was like, "Hey man, if y'all don't watch wrestling, y'all need to go watch this guy CM Punk and see what he did." And that's when he was talking about the pipe bomb. Because remember, I hadn't watched it in years, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, what's Ricky Smiley talking about wrestling? What's going on?" And that's when I went and pulled it up, and I'm like, "Oh crap, they got me again." So yeah.
Now check this out. You and I, matter of fact, all of us, we come on here every week and we talk about how great MJF is, right?
He's great.
So imagine if when MJF came out with that fire promo, they said, "Okay, great job, sir. Now go wrestle Luchasaurus."
Oh, it's coming.
You see what I'm saying? So CM Punk had a gripe. He wasn't back there messing up the culture. He had a gripe. WWE, the mustache was destroying his career.
But the thing that is lost on this whole conversation, and this is why I keep saying move ahead. This is not what I'm talking about here. My main problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna move on because I got
none of this is even relevant to the issue that I have with CM Punk. And again,
I'm gonna tell you why
I liked CM Punk for many years until I noticed a certain habit of, well, this guy constantly is in some stuff, and at some point you can't keep saying it's these other people, but you're always a common denominator.
Okay,
So
I'm going to
there
tell you
needs
why
to
it
be a
isn't.
level of
I'm going
accountability
to tell
on
you.
there.
Venkat,
But we,
I gotta
I'm going
get
to tell
out
you
of here.
why.
I'm going overtime. I gotta get out of here.
Okay, one sentence. The reason it's important is because this is where you began to get your negative connotations about CM Punk. So you've already said it's not his fault. Cool. Let's go on.
So let's get into the Art of Wrestling podcast. So we all know he did the Art of Wrestling podcast, which probably to date is still the most downloaded podcast in the history of sports podcasts. So let's not forget that. He got into specific details about monetary issues. He had issues with the company, as well as some of the broken promises that were made to him. Bruce Pritchard is notorious for saying that Vince makes promises to people, but then he kind of walks it back and said that that's what they thought they heard. So let's not lose sight of that. Many fans expected there to be some genuine tension and animosity between Punk and WWE, but no one could have anticipated some of the shocking claims made on the podcast. That's when you talk about taking the crap on himself and Eamon prescribing the Z-Pack. After the Voice of the Voiceless nuked WWE on Colt Cabana's Art of Wrestling podcast, there were more than a few people unhappy about what he had to say, namely former Dr. Chris Eamon, who proceeded to sue Punk and Cabana for their comments about him on the podcast. Once the law took its course and it went to trial, Punk and Cabana won the civil lawsuit. However, there was yet another legal issue to follow, as Cabana first sued the straight edge superstar and then Punk countersued Eamon. This was all concerning who would cover the cost of the Eamon lawsuit. So Colt Cabana lets him come on the podcast because he wants the numbers. He lets him air everything out because it's all fine and dandy when you're airing everything out and you're getting me my numbers. But there's this little thing about people, you're slandering people. So Eamon sues them, and now somebody has to pay those court costs. Colt Cabana thinks that CM Punk should cover his court costs. CM Punk covered his own court costs. But he's like, why the hell should I have to cover your court costs? So again, here's another situation that people vilify him for because they're like, oh, why didn't you cover your friend's court costs? What say you, Venkat?
Well, first of all, I don't care about this one either because again, it's ridiculous. It's without saying, right? The thing is, the link between what the hell happened in AEW with the Bucks and them. Again, Colt Cabana seemed to be friends with the Bucks, and it's understandable. Well, he has bad feelings against Colt Cabana because of what you just said. And now you're in AEW, and these guys are close to Colt Cabana, and now something happened there. What I'm saying is, we never gonna get this full story because we got a bunch of bitch ass niggas that's involved in the issue to begin with. Punk is a little bitch, the Bucks are bitches, and nobody ain't really saying nothing. We're probably gonna hear about this 20 years from now, 30 years from now, on a YouTube podcast or some nonsense. But as of right now, ain't nobody saying nothing.
I disagree.
We don't know the full scale of what we have. Cliff notes and what they told the general public, but nobody knows for real. And I'm sure those moments of animosity that was triggered in the back before the whole brawl happened there, though, they're just a moment. You know, when things egg on for over weeks and whatnot. I got that going on my job right now. The dirty looks, the silent treatment, the this, the that, all that stuff just leading up to that big brawl. And what I'm saying is, again, they should have all been professionals, and they should have just done the job that needed to be done. But a lot of the pettiness and the quarreling and whatnot, Punk is always the guy involved with that. All that other stuff you guys are talking about, that really didn't have nothing to do with what I'm specifically saying. Again, it's a series of events that keep happening. This nigga always in there.
Venkat,
and at some point, somebody got to be.
We just taking a ride. All I'm doing is I'm bringing up every infraction that's been said against him. That's it.
See, he don't want every infraction because if you go by every infraction, you start to see that they all BS. That's why he don't want to deal with it. Because everything that we have said up until now,
But
he said,
that was never.
No. I'll let you talk. I'll let you rock.
God.
Every single time we brought up something about CM Punk, He said, "Oh nah, I ain't really talking about that." Think about it. Everything we brought up so far, I ain't talking about that. Then he
But
just
that was
said,
never the
Sir, I
issue.
let you rock, sir. I
Oh
let you
Lord.
rock. Thank you kindly." Then he had the nerve to say, "And ain't nobody saying nothing." CM Punk sat in front of the media and told you exactly what he thought happened and exactly what the problem was. He didn't fake it. He didn't BS. He said Adam Page came out talking that nonsense about Colt Cabana. He didn't bring up Colt Cabana. He didn't say nothing about Colt Cabana.
Do you think it was appropriate for him to do all, no, I'm asking. Do you think it was appropriate for him during the media scrum to do all that in front of the media like that?
Yes. Why? Because Adam Page brought it up in front of the media and the crowd.
You're
CM
talking
Punk
about a
didn't start
promo
it.
then, right?
CM
You're
Punk
talking
didn't
about
start it.
you're talking about a promo, right?
Sir, you just sat here.
CM Punk did start it.
Sir,
That ain't true.
you just sat here and told the world. No, you just sat here and showed the world a video of Triple H in character yelling at CM Punk and how much you believed it. So you're gonna tell me now when Adam Page is doing the same thing, oh, he should have let it go. Oh, it wasn't nothing. The people who knew. I knew. You knew. Stop playing. He brought that man name up, and it wasn't kayfabe. It wasn't kayfabe because they went to court. He brought up that man and said how he left him out in the cold. No, I'm going to let it be known. No, that's not what happened. Because I guarantee you, Colt Cabana wasn't sharing the money he made off of them ratings for the show. So why the hell I got to pay for his court case? You a man?
That is absolutely absurd, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's not. But I'm more focused on. Okay, so this will make more sense now as to why it's so heated between him and the Bucks. If there's an association with the Bucks and Colt Cabana.
You know, and CM Punk did not start. He didn't bring it up. He didn't say anything. They did. That's why it is their fault, not CM Punk's. But because of the WWE stuff and because of this, you want to put it all on CM Punk. You want to keep saying CM Punk's always in the middle of stuff. How about people always bringing shit to CM Punk? How about that? How about
that's not going to fly, Mike. That's
how about the EVPs saw another bright star on their level or above and got jealous and were like, nah, we got to kill this before it grows too big.
I just got back. I just got back.
Get in there real quick before I move on.
Hey, so the initial thing with Adam Page and CM Punk was because of Adam Page said something to the effect of something about older wrestlers, and he didn't have to do something when it comes to
we're
older.
We're about to do the Adam Page now. So right now we were just clearing up the lawsuit and the WWE exit.
Okay, my bad. Because I was reading what was on the screen. I thought y'all was talking about Adam. My bad.
Yeah, I'm about to get into Adam Page stuff now. But I was trying to let them rock out before I disappear. But all right, so now we going into AEW because now we gonna get Venkat to talk because he don't want to talk about the WWE stuff. He don't want to talk about anything else prior to AEW. So now let's go into AEW. So CM Punk shoots on Adam Page on live TV. So CM Punk's return to pro wrestling in August 2021 after 7 years away had a fairy tale feel to it. When he came back with a smile on his face and a hunger to make up for the lost time. His first few months in AEW were praised by critics and fans alike as he feuded with the likes of Eddie Kingston and MJF in memorable programs. Then came time for him to challenge Hangman Adam Page for the AEW World Championship at Double or Nothing 2022. On paper, everything looked fantastic, and the scene was set for Punk to claim the championship gold from Page. However, in the build-up to their match, Page cut a promo on Punk, which seemed peculiar to many viewers, as he claimed he needed to protect AEW from Punk. No one really gave much thought to it after that. And Punk defeated Page for the title before having to step away for a few months due to an injury. When Punk returned, he appeared on AEW Dynamite and called Page to the ring. Page wasn't scheduled to show up on that segment, so he didn't, with Punk referring to his absence as coward shit. A few weeks later, fans finally found out all the truth about both of these promos at the infamous all-out post-show media scrum. CM Punk claimed Adam Page had gone into business for himself and this is why he had to serve him a receipt on Dynamite. So that's it summarized. Oh shit, Mike fell off again. That's it summarized in a nutshell. The CM Punk, Adam Page went out. Why? Again, because if we're gonna be like, okay, well, Triple H, oh, we got to believe Triple H because he was in a work promo. We got to believe Ambrose because he was in a work promo. What is Page's deal? And then I wasn't watching then, so I don't know. I got no dog in this fight.
Banket, you got a problem with this?
I don't got a problem. Good. Keep going.
Like I said, the EVPs sent Hangman Page out there to go start beef with CM Punk because they are terrified of not being in the spot that they're in. That's all this was. They were sending out the young boy to go out there and start a fight with the big dog. That's what it was. This is all, and I'm a Kenny Omega fan, and I'm a Young Buck fan, but they're jealous little babies. I think that's what's gone unspoken about in this entire thing. The EVPs backstage are the cancers, and they're entitled little babies. But
I'm not trying to say they're that great either. You know, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
great. They're the catalyst, and you're blaming the wrong person.
Nah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Again, okay. So if you say CM Punk was the one that was being dumped on, and all he did was just to respond in kind,
right?
I can respect that. I can't respect that media scrum and putting all that stuff out there, being super dumb and unprofessional, while the guy running the company is sitting there looking like a dumbass. That's not a good look. And you can't. Again, these are two different things. This is the issue that's going on backstage with two dumbasses, or with 3-4 dumbasses, and then there's the whole other part, which is the scrum. And the way you handled that was just piss poor.
I'm confused.
I think y'all missing the point because y'all not taking it to where all this came from. Hangman Adam Page said he doesn't have to listen to older wrestlers. That's when CM Punk came and got on his ass. That's how all that started. So yes, CM Punk started it. He wasn't even saying anything.
Oh, how did he start it then? If
that was a direct shot.
I literally just said.
No,
MD, I go through the same thing. When you say something, and then they have no clue what you're saying.
No, you said that Hangman said that he didn't have to listen to older wrestlers. What was Punk saying to him that he
CM Punk was saying stuff on Twitter way before the scrum, way before the interview. I mean, way before the shoot. The shoot. That's how all of this started. Adam Page never said anything until the promo that they did before the world title match.
So why didn't he respond?
So this had been festering.
Well, there you go.
I mean, I don't know. I can't answer.
Why didn't he handle it? Why didn't he handle it where it started, then be unprofessional and bring it on TV?
I cannot answer that.
But couldn't you say the same thing for CM Punk?
CM Punk gave him a receipt.
Venkat, didn't you just say
about something that had nothing to do with it?
Go ahead, Mike.
Venkat, you just said how you were upset that nobody would talk about it. And then when I said that CM Punk did talk about it, you said it's unprofessional for him to talk about it.
Because what we're talking about is in front of a live, you just had the event. You're talking in front of the media that saw the event with the guy that runs the company. That's not the place to have that meeting. Go on Vlad TV or whatnot, or go into a Pro Wrestling Illustrated and make a comment or something, whatever. But that wasn't the way to do it. That wasn't the way for it to be. That's not the right, appropriate way to do it.
But
and to respond.
Dynamite was for Hangman to go out and talk crap.
I'm not, but I know that you need to say something because you have nothing to say, so you need to push the issue in places where it doesn't even go.
That one doesn't work with me.
It does work because that's exactly what you do. You orchestrate things to make it flow on. And the thing is, who the hell is standing up for Hangman Adam Page? When did I ever say that guy is great? That guy did the right thing. That guy, I ain't saying none of that.
You never said that he didn't, though. You never said that
he's not. We're talking about CM Punk and what CM Punk is doing. But I don't know, and that's the other thing too, where I have to now pander. Oh, this guy is this. Then I got to go ahead and break down this. I shouldn't have to do that. This is known stuff. The guy's dead wrong. Adam Page was dead wrong in doing what he did. But do I really have to keep saying that over and over? We're talking about CM Punk. That's what we're talking about. But it's like the need for pandering is amazing. Continue. Lord Jesus, man. Like, I'm on mute.
All I was saying was I'm not saying that Hangman wasn't wrong in what he did in the promo. All I was saying was this stems from something that was a base. We don't know what was going on in the back from that time up until the promo that they had. Obviously, something was festering because Hangman wouldn't have said what he said. All I'm saying is when he made that remark, he was doing some interview with some person. And he said they were talking about older wrestlers and getting experience. He said he didn't have to listen to what older wrestlers say about him or whatever the extent was. For whatever reason, CM Punk, he took offense to it. And he directly was talking stuff about Hangman on Twitter. That's how all of it started. Hangman, he never responded back, to your point, Trevor, until the promo.
Can y'all hear me?
So, yeah, go ahead.
No, because I keep getting bumped. I don't know what's going on.
You keep falling off.
That's all I was saying. This comes from something.
So let's get to the media scrum because I didn't know. Again, this is when I just flat out wasn't watching. So this is, I went online and I saw what everybody else saw. But riled up Venkat is the best. Is getting up there. So let's go. You talk all that shit about the guy, and now when it comes time to really say your point, you ain't got nothing. You just move on. Just move on, Trevor. All right, so let's go.
I don't know how I don't got nothing. I just literally said what I said.
Let's go to the all-out scrum. After recovering from surgery, it was time for CM Punk and Jon Moxley to determine who was the true champion and face of AEW. While AEW interim world champion Jon Moxley picked up the squash win on an August edition of Dynamite, less than 2 weeks later, the two went toe-to-toe at All Out 2022 for the championship. This time around, Punk came out on top in front of his hometown crowd in Chicago. It should have been a moment of pure joy and full circle serendipity after Punk had famously claimed the WWE Championship in the same city in 2011. Yet Punk had a lot to get off his chest at the All Out post-show media scrum. The bloodied and muffin-famished superstar proceeded to verbally eviscerate the likes of Adam Page, the AEW EVPs, Colt Cabana, and anyone who had spread a rumor that he had been responsible for Cabana's AEW contract not being renewed. I forgot about that. They fired Cabana. Sitting next to him was AEW owner Tony Khan. The straight edge superstar's comment rattled many cages, acting as a precursor for what happened next, as well as bringing Punk next level heat following the media scrum. So now you got the brawl out. Now you got the all out scrum, and this is where he was going off talking about. I did see this where he was going off talking about the Bucks and Ken. So what is that noise?
Yeah, I don't know. I hear it too. That might be Mike.
Background?
Oh, that's Venkat. Okay.
Yeah,
Venkat sound like you were putting the hot pocket in the microwave.
So all right, so more about the scrum. MD, so you saw the scrum, right?
Yeah, I did.
Now, okay, when they do these scrums, you got Tony Khan sitting right there, and they literally go out shoot fashion and just do whatever you want to do. That's again, I think that's a lot of Tony Khan's fault. He needs to do it like Triple H and kind of tame it a little bit. But I mean, so you let these guys go out and do this, you can't get mad then at what happens. So MD, what was your thoughts on the scrum?
I think it, CM Punk was at a tipping point for whatever reason. Like I said, I at the end of the day, the common denominator is Tony Khan. He sat there and looked with a look of shock and awe on his face of what CM Punk was saying. So obviously, Tony Khan didn't know what was going on. I think it just boiled to a point where I think CM Punk just got tired of it. Whether I think he's right, wrong, or indifferent, you know what I mean? That's not the case. Do I say was it unprofessional for him to do that? Yes. Do I understand based off of interaction for a long period of time, back and forth, it getting to that point? Yes, I do. So I don't necessarily have any issue with the media scrum from a independent standpoint. From a professionalism standpoint, no, he shouldn't have did it. But we can't understand from a working relationship what was going on in the back. What was the relationship with Tony Khan versus the EVPs versus Punk? We just don't know that. I think he had just got tipped off to a point to where CM Punk had to do what he had to do, and that was the moment to do it. And you saw what happened as a result. I ain't got no problem with that either. They should have scrapped it out.
The only thing I got to say about this part is do you think the scrum is a good idea? Like just the way it's structured. I think it's a good idea to have post pay-per-view media availability, but the way it's structured, like Tony literally lets them go out there and just do whatever.
You know what? Since I've been seeing these last few months Triple H do his, like it's no comparison, like at all. You know what I mean? So yes, I do agree with the scrums, but Tony Khan got to put some type of, and to a certain degree he does with kayfabe. But at the end of the day, they just out there, they in the wind with it. MJF do a good job, like for an example, MJF do a good job with blurring the lines between just him go out there and shooting, just being wild, and him staying in the character. He the best one at it. But all other people, like, they just out there. You know what I mean? I don't agree with that.
See, I agree with everything MD said in this one little section. I don't know where this MD has been, but I need you back, sir. Everything he said is correct.
I've always been there.
I don't know. You look unfamiliar. I thought it was DM. I was like, is this DM? I don't know who DM is. I thought it was MD.
Damn, you done reverse flash me.
But everything you said was perfect because you don't have to agree with him, but you can understand why. Because all the things he said, they had to come from somewhere. All the talk about him getting Colt Cabana fired, he didn't make that up. That had to come from somewhere, and we know where it came from. It came from the EVPs. It came from Adam Page. All the little rumors were what they were talking about when he was out. This was just his first chance to actually be able to talk about it. So it came from somewhere. Anyone gets pushed, they're going to react. Anyone gets pushed, they're going to react. So you don't have to like it, but if you understand, that's all a brother can ask for. So this will be the first thing you can say CM Punk is semi at blame for, responding to what other people were saying about him. And guess what? I do that every day of my life. So if y'all gonna hate him, hate me.
Mike, but I remember when this was going on, remember Dave Meltzer came out and said that the Bucks never said anything about Colt Cabana and Punk being the reason that, that he got downplayed to ROH. That's what Dave Meltzer said.
He's in the Bucks' pocket, though.
It was Kenny Omega. And we all know, we know that their move is called the Meltzer driver. We know who run that over there. Their finisher is called the Meltzer driver. Come on, yo. We know who run that. The EVPs got their fingers in anything close to looking independent, they got their fingers in it. And I'm a Buck fan. We know what that is. Well, why we capping?
Van Cat, what say you?
Move on.
All right,
Cat got the hot pocket in his mouth.
Yeah, Van Cat eating that hot ass hot pocket. Yeah. All right, so I got two more, and then we will wrap
hold
it
on.
up.
Let me say one thing. The problem is, that's what I forgot. I was trying to, but I went off on a tangent. The problem is Tony Khan don't have the balls to say, hey, okay, we're done. Stop right now. He's done. He's not taking any more questions. That would have stopped the entire thing. That would have stopped the entire thing. Hey, no more questions for Punk. Punk is done. Hey, Punk, go to the back, man. We're done. We're done. Any kind of balls, any kind of leadership, any kind of, he's lacking. Look at his face during the scrum. He just sits there like, huh? I can't. Even when he's next to MJF. Oh, I can't believe he said that. Oh, goodness. He's like goofy sitting there. He's the problem.
I don't know why he has to be. Why does he have to even sit there? We shouldn't even see Tony Khan.
They had nothing to say when we talk about Punk. Now I'm hating on Tony Khan. You want to talk? Let's talk about Punk.
I'm just saying. I don't know why Tony Khan. I don't understand that. It's cringy to watch that.
I'm still waiting for your issues with Punk, sir. I haven't had one definite thing from you yet.
All right, hold on, y'all could do that when I'm gone. I got my chicken waiting for me. So you got Brawl Out. So CM Punk's fiery comments at the All Out press scrum wouldn't be the end of the night. While the details remain unclear and no one has revealed exactly what happened, Mike says that all the time. Nobody really know what happened. There was an altercation between Punk and the AEW EVPs, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. Stories have varied of what happened at All Out, and it's likely the tale has grown an extra tale or two as it passes from one person to another. According to the Elite's version of events, Punk is alleged to have punched Matt Jackson, while his friend and former trainer Ace Steel hit Nick Jackson with a chair and bit Omega. There were also claims that Punk's dog Larry was injured. What did happen, though, is that Punk, Omega, and the Bucks were all stripped of their titles and removed from AEW television for several months. An investigation was conducted into the incident, but AEW and Tony Khan have remained tight-lipped about the outcome. So a lot of what happened back there is hearsay, and nobody really knows what happened. But now we get to the fight. So, Van Cat, I know you got something to say about the fight.
Carry on.
This nigga here, bro.
Like I said, let me
What's
say
going
this
on
one
with
thing
Van
about
Cat?
the fight.
Because you know what? I'm gonna make Van Cat talk. This is how I'm gonna make Van Cat talk.
You want to do it now?
I'm off the camera. Go ahead.
All right. Check this out. If you listen to what the EVP said, you can tell it don't make no sense. You telling me there's three of y'all versus CM Punk, the skinny fat guy. No, my bad. The fat skinny guy, his old ass manager, and a little puppy against three men who wrestle for a living. And the old manager beat up a young buck and Kenny Omega, who's big as hell. And all CM Punk did was hit Matt. And that was the end of it. That's all that happened. That don't even sound right. You telling me 3 against 2 and the 2 whooped their ass? That's what you're trying to tell me? You want me to believe that? Come on, MD. That sound right, MD?
I'm saying you also got to take consideration that Christopher Daniels got suspended too. What was his role? I feel hard pressed to believe that Christopher Daniels got in there and got the swinging as well. Something happened, and keep in mind that was to the behest of CM Punk as well. That Christopher Daniels got suspended. I don't think Christopher Daniels did anything to anybody. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. But you can't just sit up here and brush away the fact that other people that were trying to break it up, trying to be the neutral entity in it, whatever, got suspended as well at the behest of CM Punk, i.e. Christopher Daniels. You got to take that in consideration.
Says who said that?
Who said what? The report came out that said that there was after the fact. The altercation with with CM Punk and in talks with Tony Khan led to Christopher Daniels being suspended. That was a report.
By who? Was it by Meltzer as well?
Oh, so you're gonna pull the fake news narrative on me? I'm just saying what was reported.
And I just told you what the EVP said happened. They said CM Punk and an old manager ran up on him and beat him up. That's what they said. You never hear anything in the EVP's own retelling. You never hear them throw one punch.
Well,
Trevor just read
I
it.
don't know, but they also are the ones that confronted CM Punk. You can't deny that. I mean, they took the initiative to confront him.
That's what I'm saying. So why is the narrative that CM Punk started this and CM Punk did this and did that? Why is the narrative not the EVPs ran up on CM Punk and got dealt with?
Again, I'm not going to play the fake news narrative. All we can do is read the report and go off of that.
No, that's
all we can do.
That's what they did for Trump, and that's why he won.
Venkat, you still trying to play the silent game?
Carry on.
Hey, Venkat, are you actually mad at me?
Nah, he.
I'm not mad at anybody. What are you talking about?
Okay, as long as you ain't mad at me for real.
Why would I be mad? My God.
I don't know, but I ain't never heard.
You know what? I need after the show is done, I'm gonna set up my own media scrum. Talk bad about you. Then I'm gonna come down and then we're gonna have a bar and then I'm gonna go back home.
I'm still waiting for that mixtape. I mean that diss track.
You better.
Hey, I'm supposed to get on the remix.
Oh God, I bet you. Oh man, I bet you'll love that.
Hell yeah! I already told him I want to get on the remix. I got bars for the beard.
To the Christopher Daniels point though, I do remember there was an episode of Collision, one of the last ones Punk was on, and he asked for Christopher Daniels to be sent home from the building. So
there you go.
Whatever that's worth. And that came from Pfeiffer. That's I listen. I don't really listen to Meltzer too much, but if SRS reports it for the most part, then he has enough people in the company that snitches that so I kind of believe what he reports. But that was an issue. But as far as the Young Bucks, I've been nice to them. I'm not even gonna say nothing. So now we come to what led to everything.
Hold on, Trevor. Read whenever you have time. Reread what they said happened in the fight, and just and listen to the bull. CM Punk and an old manager ran up and beat up 3 in-shape men. Think about it. I'm dead serious. People act like I'm joking. Read it again.
Well, the Bucks aren't really in shape.
They in better shape than Punk.
That's not saying much. That's not saying
we
much.
we literally call him the fat skinny guy. That's our name.
Hell, Venkat, me and you can get in the ring and throw some super kick.
You feel me?
Maybe you, MD.
Yeah, I don't know if my hip ain't gonna allow that leg to get up there.
Yeah, I can get my leg up kind of high.
Hey, I'll super kick the hell out of a chest.
So we got the last thing. Punk fired after All In 2023. So the end of Punk's roller coaster stint in AEW comes less than a week after the former AEW World Champion reportedly was involved in a backstage altercation with fellow wrestler Jack Perry, and there is video of that. They just won't release it. At the All In event in Wembley, the incident reportedly resulted in Punk threatening to quit AEW and confronting Khan, and it appears that this was a straw that finally broke the camel's back. While Perry was expected to get most of the blame following the altercation with Punk, the incident that overshadowed the biggest show in AEW's history ultimately became the biggest dagger in the heart of Punk's career, with a widespread call for Khan to fire Punk following All In. He finally listened, and the report came out last week that Bryan Danielson was one of the 3 people on the committee that made the final decision to get rid of him. So for whatever that's worth,
what do we feel about that?
He was the head of the committee.
Yeah, he was the head of the committee.
A talent decided another talent's fate that competes for positioning on this show.
You see how hypocritical you are?
I'm asking.
Just a half hour ago, you were saying, why the hell CM Punk get to make these decisions? He's just talent. Now
Me
it's
being
cool.
consistent.
Now it's cool for talent.
That's me being
now it's
consistent.
cool for talent to make the decision.
No. So he's not agreeing. Okay, so I get he's not agreeing with
why would we have talent making those kind of decisions? And he's an active person on the roster.
You ever heard of kangaroo court? You know, Undertaker was the head of kangaroo court, right?
That's something they do in the back, though. That don't count. We're talking about an official position where he actually has official power. And this is how you destroy a company from within. It's stupid moves that don't make sense.
So think now we're all been Tony Khan then?
Of course, Tony Khan has a lot. He's the guy that writes the checks and makes the decisions. There's clearly a lot of bad decisions.
No, I don't think he is. I think he acquiesces to the EVPs, and that's why everything goes down. Remember the company was doing
so
bad
did Bryan Danielson acquiesce to the EVPs then?
Bryan Danielson is different. I'm talking about Tony Khan acquiesces. He is. Bryan Danielson is higher than the EVPs in the site in the business to everybody. But the EVPs in the actual structure of AEW are a higher rank than Bryan Danielson. But it's not like he's not going to listen to him.
Wait a minute. Are Tony Khan does. EVPs? Didn't they get stripped of that after the fight?
No, they got stripped of booking, but they're still EVPs.
Okay, so they still got
they still got a title. That's the difference. They shouldn't be able to make decisions over talent. If they're going to be EVPs, then be that. But then they're going to come over and flex the EVP power in the talent realm. That's what's causing the problems. Because you can't argue. That's like when you try to argue with Triple H, but you know who he is. You're not going to win. That's the CM Punk. That was CM Punk's problem in WWE. I'm arguing with Vince's son. How am I going to win? I'm arguing with the boss's son, who actually wants my job. He wants the title. All right. Everybody gonna be silent, making me seem like I'm crazy. All right.
No, you're making a valid point.
No,
I make all valid points. Mike is right.
See, we listen. I listen. I don't know about Vancat ass.
Oh Lord, I just stayed quiet for like the last 20 minutes with a big piece of chicken in my mouth.
I knew he was
talking about.
I knew it. Vancat listening to the chewing sounds in the brain.
Because I'm trying to hurry up and get the hell out of here so I can get to my damn chicken because I'm starving.
I just ate a big plate of vegetables. I am full.
Man.
No chicken for me.
Yeah, have fun with that one.
I got to get sexy, man. Y'all, you got the beard. MD got the accent. Vancat already married. I got to do something.
So, all right. So, it's always fun in games. Always, I get a kick out of annoying Vancat because Vancat, don't let him fool y'all. He does try to do whatever he can to annoy me on this show. But I was gonna say, because I listen to like the Meltzers and I listen to all the other, Pollock and all of them, and I do realize that their co-hosts cut them off all the time too. So I'm gonna try not to get too frustrated with you on that. But final.
Somebody cue the violin.
Huh?
Cue the violin.
He's playing the world's smallest violin.
So final verdict. I mean, CM Punk, victim or punk? I say the guy's a victim, man. I mean, I think we presented enough evidence tonight that clearly shows that this guy is a victim of circumstance, man. And I feel sorry for him.
He is a victim
of
the Vince and the EVP propaganda. They have top shelf propaganda, and he could not beat that. He does not have enough friends in the business to fight back the rumor machine that they have. Kenny Omega and the EVPs and Vince McMahon have the rumor mills and the big machines that push their propaganda. So he just went up against the biggest propaganda machines and lost. That's why he's hated. and he's not hated. People love to say he's hated, but you know what you heard all 10 of those years? CM Punk, CM Punk. They ain't shouting Stone Cold. They ain't shouting The Rock. They shout CM Punk because they know they were robbed of this man's prime, and now we're being robbed of his after prime. And I'm done. I'm gonna shut up. When Trevor looked down, I gotta stop talking. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm looking at these plates.
Oh,
Man, if you don't
my verdict. Yeah, my verdict, man. I'm gonna say you're Punk. And the reason
100.
being behind it is because yes, it is a known fact that he is not liked amongst his peers. But I cannot say that that's 100% due to jealousy. I just can't say that. And you know his recent actions and history shows is that that's just not the case. For the person that he tries to portray, he lacks the poise to play that position.
Exactly. This
Who is he
individual.
trying to
So I cannot rock with it.
Here.
Who does he try to
I
portray?
cannot rock with it.
Yo, just say y'all don't like
his gimmick is the voice of the voiceless. I mean, need I say more?
That's his gimmick.
That's him in real life. That's why he does it so good.
You've never met him.
Well,
That's
actually,
him in real life.
MD was pretty damn close to him. I mean,
like I said, it's my belief that that's who he is.
You know what?
And I'm telling you, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
You sound
go
like
ahead,
the people. You sound like the people that go, "Oh, Mike hates women," and Mike hates this, and I'm like, "This is me on the podcast, man. This is me on the podcast. I don't hate black women.
I get
love
that.
black women.
I get that, but what I'm saying is, even if we looking at it as the gimmick, he still lacks the poise, even to portray that. How do we know that? Because he went on a work shoot and made it something that it didn't really even have to be. He lacks the poise. He's a punk at the end of the day. That's my verdict.
And Mike, the women crap the bed anyway, so the women are just crapping the bed.
Man.
Yo, Van Cat running for office, and it's gonna be an apron on every hip.
as it should be. I didn't think MD was going to say. So MD, you saying that he's not well liked amongst his peers? So you taking the word of like 1% of his peers?
Facts, and making a lot of people love him.
And making a broad.
I can only base it on the reports that we've seen. There's no other thing that I can dictate the reasoning why I feel that there's nothing else. So I'm just looking at it from a statistical standpoint based on what we know. That's all I can do.
Oh, MD, I got it. You know who CM Punk is?
Who's that, Mike?
He is the Terrell Davis. Not Terrell Davis, the Terrell Owens. You know how every locker room, there was half that loved him and half that didn't like him, but the half that loved him, nobody talked about. They only talked about the half that didn't like him. That's who he is. He's uber talented, and there's a bunch of people that don't like him that just happen to be high up, but the majority of people in the locker room love him. It's just the people with the biggest mouths, they're the ones that don't like him. So that's all.
Well, you just gave yourself away, Mike. They didn't like T.O. because he was egotistical as hell. He knew he was good.
So exactly. You're supposed to be egotistical.
What's wrong with that, though?
When you're great.
I'm not saying anything is wrong with it. I'm saying is realizing.
He did.
I don't think so. I think
that media scrum was all ego. And
so
y'all hated it.
You think in a team sport, being egotistical and all this other nonsense is beneficial?
Yes.
You think that's going to apply?
Yes, because if you're good, you're good.
Environment.
Yes.
If you're good, you're good.
You can't tell me that y'all sit here and talk about how Michael Jordan is the greatest, and you ain't gonna bring up ego. That's all he was.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree with you, Mike.
No. That's
what I'm saying is,
for all those years when he was getting eliminated in the first round and taking those lumps, all those years, it took a coach that put together a concept and a certain team mentality
What they
for
got to
them
do
to
with his
get
ego?
there.
What they got to do with his ego? He had an ego before Phil Jackson. Hey, he had them shoes before Phil Jackson.
Right. And how
He
did that
thought
work
he
out
was the
for him?
man before Phil Jackson.
And
He
how
thought
did
he
that
was the
work out
shit
for him?
way before Phil Jackson. He think
And
he
he
is shit right now. He think he can get on the court right now and beat people. He think he can beat LeBron right now. That's uber ego. That's who Jordan is.
how much
And the
winning? How
same
much
and the
winning did he
same
do
with
without
Tim.
Phil Jackson? How much winning did he do? How many titles
Yo,
did he win?
stop moving the goalposts. We ain't
'Cause they
talking about winning. We're talking about ego.
because they
Remember,
couldn't get past the pit. Come on.
Why you sound like you being drunk?
going back to T.O. though, it's the same situation. T.O. was real timid when he got into the league. Only until Steve Mariucci gave him the go ahead to be egotistical, be that person that you're supposed to be. It is when he realized it. What I'm saying is, it's a difference between being egotistical and knowing it and exuding it versus being egotistical based on the perception that's around you. That's the difference.
That makes
CM Punk,
absolutely no sense, sir. Being
I'm gonna tell you
egotistical.
how it makes. I'm gonna
Please
tell you
explain
how
that
it
to me.
makes every sense of the word.
Go ahead.
He's egotistical based on the perception that's around him from an aspect of the fans versus what's out inside the locker room. T.O. in an NFL locker room, I want T.O. to be egotistical because that's gonna win me a game. Whereas
CM Punk,
in wrestling, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
CM Punk being egotistical got collision over 500,000 on a Saturday. That's what egotistical CM Punk did. He was
That
winning
ain't
games.
telling me nothing,
He
Mike.
was
I know
winning games.
that's not anything.
That ain't telling me nothing.
What are you talking about?
That ain't
He
doing
had
nothing.
500,000 people watching wrestling on a Saturday. That's a victory. Call it what you want. That's a victory. And it hasn't been done since. That's a victory.
Including when he was there, it hadn't been.
Hey, real
That's
quick,
not true.
because I'm about to go.
I'm done.
Yeah, I'm about to go though, because I'm hungry. I'm starving.
I'm gonna call one of y'all and argue some more.
So great, hey, great show, fellas. Venkat. Hey, I give you the opportunity to plead your case, and this is what you bring to us. Like,
do it to me,
man.
Do it for me.
Like, come on, man. You Venkat, you failed on this one. I mean, you did.
I did.
You talked all that crap, but when it came time to prove your point and at least be like, well, this fact, you did nothing. But hey, guess what though? I still love you though. And
oh Lord.
And that's what
anybody got a trombone?
I know you don't like the mushy stuff. You don't like the mushy stuff, but I still love you. But anyway, I gotta go. So you gonna go ahead and close out?
No, close the show, Trevor.
No.
Close the show.
Yeah, I'm about to eat my food too, man.
Yeah,
so
I'm hungry, man.
that's why I had to go get it.
They got crazy as hell, man. Mike fell off again. So all right, fellas, man. I'm gonna go ahead and close out, man. Because there is an NXT show this Saturday, by the way. I didn't even realize that. Damn, Venkat hauled ass, but I ain't never seen man, I ain't never seen him act like this. All right, MD, I'm about to shut this bad boy down.
All right, peace, y'all.
All right. Oh man. Well, straight talk society. Hey, I don't know what's going on. Hey, Venkat just did one, man. But anyway, man, always a good time, man. Hey, shout out to Venkat, shout out to MD, shout out to Big Mike, shout out to Bones who joined us, shout out to Nirban who tried to join us on the panel. Peace to everybody that's listening in the chat, watching in the clouds. Oh man, I lost my thought. Just to reiterate what I said earlier, the debate that was scheduled tomorrow will be pushed back to the following Thursday, and they're going to combine the two debates together because something came up and one of the debaters had to postpone. So that will be happening on the 14th instead of tomorrow. But we're going to get it to you, man. So please be sure to tune in to Man Talk Monday this Monday. We will continue the conversation from this past Monday, and that's what we're rocking with. So we're gonna go the whole show with the conversation of how old is too old. And we're going to get into the grooming topic that was brought up even a little bit further. So be sure to tune into that. Otherwise, I'm out of here. I will see you guys Monday. Enjoy your weekend. There will be no Dolphins deep dive this weekend because the Dolphins play on Monday Night Football. And I can't stay up that late to do a show. So with all that being said, I leave you with these words. Always seek out the truth for yourself, because if not, you'll fall victim to other people's interpretations of them. Peace.
And the bitch. Now the whole world can acknowledge me. You'll get the shit. You'll be knee deep in the shit. Brother, I'm gonna take you home. What?